Go.
All right, rolling.
Sleep. Hey everybody! Welcome to Definitely Not Racist podcast. I'm Chris Dunning, and I just want to give you the quick warning, like we always do. If you're Sigourney Weaver, you should turn this off. Paul Reiser, this is for you, big guy.
If you're a Mad About You fan,
fans of Mad About You, I'm really sorry.
You're going to be upset.
Helen Hunt, I apologize. First, and just to you.
Whatever happened to Helen Hunt anyway?
Oh, she is. You know what? I
was
miss
hunted.
Helen Hunt. I do. I miss
They caught her.
Helen Hunt. Yeah. After Castaway, that was it. Anyways,
I forgot she was in Castaway.
Yeah.
Three-show tangent. That's a first.
Pregnant mothers.
Pregnant moms.
Facehuggers.
Parasites.
Space Marine.
Colonial Space Marines.
Colonial Space Marines.
Colonists.
In general.
Anti-colonists.
Scientists. Astronauts.
Scientists. Chain-smoking CEOs.
Bill Paxton's family.
Wayland.
R.I.P.
Yeah, Bill Paxton.
R.I.P.
In memoriam, Bill
Yeah.
Paxton.
This is dedicated to Bill.
Rip in peace, man.
That's
I don't know. Wayland Yutani Corporation. Power loader.
Anyone who spent any time in a cryogenic chamber. Really.
Yeah. Oh, this definitely freaks you out about cryogenic chambers. Yeah.
Oh, and Lance Hendrickson.
Lance Hendrickson.
You creep.
Milk?
Milk.
The milk industry?
Milk. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Milk.
All right, same with that.
Harvey Milk? Yeah, I don't know.
Cue music.
All right, yeah. Kick it. Oh, man. Okay, this song is a good song.
This is like a great song.
It's too bad she can't sing it live. That's the only.
It's like...
You know, it's crazy. I go to the gym, there's all these huge guys, and they're listening to like Pantera, Metallica, all that, and I am rocking out to this song.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Hey man, this gets the people
Tears
going.
streaming down your face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I'm always crying at the gym. Yeah. It's this and Whitney Houston.
This
that's
is
it.
perfect, though. Okay, just for our listeners, you can't, like, we're playing the music video right here, and there's literally...
Like a pregnant woman with sparks coming out of her
and
chest.
they're like a kid with cancer with sparks coming out of its chest. And
Highly appropriate.
We didn't even make that connection until we saw the video.
Yeah.
So, like, chest bursting, fireworks.
Yeah, we were into K-Pair before chests started exploding everywhere.
I guess we should have given a fair warning to James Cameron.
Oh.
Yeah.
James Cameron.
That piece of shit. You know what? Fuck you. Fuck Avatar.
Hey,
Avatar
I never watched
that.
that.
Was all
You've
just
never
defined as his expedition to the bottom of the ocean, you know?
Did.
You know, he's I hear he's crazy, but
Crazy like a fox.
yeah, he makes some good movies. But yeah, I never watched Avatar. Didn't really care.
It was kind of missable. I saw that was the only movie to this day that I've seen in 3D, so to speak. Yeah. Horrible headache halfway through it from watching the 3D glasses on. Yeah. I can't go to 3D movies. Yeah.
It's too long for 3D, man. You just get headaches.
Yeah.
It's almost 3 hours, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it was visually stunning, but really the story was a rehashed Pocahontas story.
Like Dance with Wolves. Yeah,
it's the same
thing.
Yeah. It's basically been done many times. But there's nothing terribly innovative about it.
Yeah.
Wait, why are we talking about Avatar?
Because I said James Cameron. Fuck you.
Wrong movie.
Right.
Better aliens in this one.
It is. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah,
fuck Avatar. Fuck you, Avatar.
It did make me. It made me want to go see those crazy Spire mountains in China, though. Yeah.
Spider Mountains in China.
Spire Mountains.
Oh, Spider
Mountains.
Mountains. Holy shit.
No, that was Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Shelob's Lair.
So yeah, we're doing Aliens, the 1986 classic. This is the.
This is 86 was a good year.
And probably my favoritely named sequel. Because they just added an S.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everything is something two, and you're like, dude.
Well, they've gotten into doing the colon something these days. Yeah.
Yes, big time.
They've gone away from two, and now it's colon something. So
American Pie, Judgment.
You're thinking something. Judgment Day. American Pie, Judgment Day. Holy shit! What a crossover!
Exactly.
It's really about them going to court.
Stiflers,
you gotta
sticking their dick in things.
Yeah. Stifler stuck his dick in a Terminator. Oh my god.
And now he's part Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa! I got a robot cock now,
The
guys.
T-1000 can take any shape.
His dick is now a knife.
Yeah. Jesus, turn into 7.
You gotta put it in a metal compressor.
It's only useful 6% of the time.
Jesus Christ.
It's gonna be a great episode.
We have our second annual Bro Down.
Yeah, the Hoedown Showdown Bro Down.
Yeah.
It's a showdown because this is actually recorded in the back alley somewhere dark, and we're going to have a tag team wrestling match.
Oh my lord.
Brothers on brothers.
There may or may not be hidden knives.
Yeah.
Rumble. Yeah.
Oh, there's weapons everywhere.
Rumble in the Bronx. Rumble.
So yeah, I guess we should set up Alien because so if you don't know what Aliens is really,
Well, yeah.
I guess you kind of should.
Oh
but
wait,
like,
we skipped intros. Who's here?
oh my god, yeah, I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
it's the Hoedown Bro.
Well,
Down,
yeah,
so it's
yeah,
just
but
the bros.
Maybe somebody tuned in.
It's
and didn't hear the
bros,
first one.
yeah. So my brother is here across from me, John Dunning.
What up?
Jono.
Boom.
And then my brother is here, sitting next to me.
Yeah.
It's Mike Blondel.
I'm here. I missed the last two, I think. So
Yeah.
making a triumphant.
He's
No,
back.
no hard feelings. Yeah.
That's why it's the showdown,
And,
guys.
yeah. And then of course Thor and Chris,
Yeah,
the namesakes of this
That's
beautiful
us.
creation.
But yeah, so
And we got
well, yeah, we settled on Aliens because that was a big movie for us as kids.
Big time.
Yeah.
Well, because we started talking about it the other day. This movie came out in 1986, but why were we playing with the action figures
Yes.
In the early 90s.
Yes, and why was this a big deal for us?
So yes,
And,
this
we were
film,
young, and this film was almost like
I was like 8 years old by the time the toys
the
came
first
out.
Yes,
the
exactly,
first film
yes.
the
We were
first film
6,
came out
yeah.
in '79.
Mhm.
And it was a seminal movie. Sigourney Weaver was nominated for an Oscar.
Was she really for part
I'm
one?
pretty sure.
Now,
It was a really good
I'm
movie.
guessing that the whole toy franchise was kicked off by Alien 3.
That's what I was saying too.
Guess what?
That was my
Spoiler
thought.
alert. We looked it up, or I looked it up. There was a wow, Jesus,
A
I'm
cartoon.
stumbling. A cartoon,
An animated
sorry.
series.
Yeah,
was,
that was canceled. Yeah.
Yeah,
But they had the toys in production already?
boom.
yeah.
But the animated series was linked to the third movie.
Okay.
To the second.
The third came out.
Yeah, and it was called Operation.
What year did the third come out?
Aliens.
92?
What?
That was
Was it
basically...
92?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a cartoon?
Yeah, a cartoon.
Since
Yeah.
when?
No, it was canceled.
Oh,
It was
nice.
never because it was too violent. Because remember, back in the day when they deemed Power Rangers too violent,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then,
Oh, yeah.
Gargoyles got
The
canceled
early-
because it was too violent.
The 80s and
Things-
90s were the era, especially the early 90s, were the era of like concerned parents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
asshole parents.
Yeah, yeah.
Guns got taken away.
Yeah.
We had sweet toy
Gun
guns as
control.
kids,
Yeah,
but then all of a sudden they all went away
Let's face it,
virtually
guys,
overnight.
It
Yeah,
was
you can't-
probably the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
It was those goddamn
It was
Mormons.
awful.
Because those guys had commercials on every Saturday morning.
Sorry to Sam's parents.
Yeah.
Sam's parents are Mormon.
It's too funny.
Yeah.
No, but it's crazy how like everything changed and then everything was Nerf and everything was so.
Yeah.
so
not
weird.
that Nerf
Super
is
so
great.
No, I love Nerf. It's
Yeah.
great, but it's just we had like cap guns and toy guns and like
Yeah.
I
we
don't
had
know.
toy guns in the era before you had to have orange caps on the.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Like they
Yeah.
look.
I
like
remember
real
having a
guns.
metal one that looked like a real
Right,
gun.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That shit gets you shot these days.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe not you or me.
Yeah, that's true.
But-
Not if you exactly. If you're white, you're fine.
Maybe
Don't worry
Chris.
But- Jesus. Yeah, no, like we had some of those toys, but it's
Yeah.
crazy that everything changed. And this is one of those shows that didn't make it. Yeah. It was
See,
supposed to be a cartoon.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The cartoon was based on the characters from the second film.
Yeah.
But it came out around the same time as the third film.
Yeah.
So I guess.
Cool,
oh,
thanks.
cat's
Can
knocking
you,
shit over.
Yeah, can you chill? Alright,
Can you chill? Quit waving your ass in the air,
What's up with that?
Mike. Yeah.
Anyways.
It's like I just don't care.
So
yeah. Because I guess there was renewed interest in the series because the third one was coming out, and they were like, okay, well,
How can we make money
have
off
all
this?
these cool
We gotta
characters
get
from the
kids
second
on
one,
board, yeah.
so we'll make this series. And yeah, like I hope there's a pilot somewhere out there that we can like find.
We need to see that
Yeah.
show. We need to
Because
see
we had all these action figures, and the action figures all came with little comic books and stuff.
Yeah.
There was a comic book series,
Yeah.
and little trading cards.
Never mind how the action figures varied greatly from their
Yeah.
personas.
Oh yeah.
Bishop has a Gatling gun and a metal head.
Yeah.
It's like,
Bishop looks like a robot.
we gotta sell these toys somehow. No one's gonna want a cyborg that just looks like a guy.
Yeah,
Or,
exactly.
I guess he wasn't a cyborg.
He was an android.
He was an android, yeah.
It's like, I prefer the term artificial life form.
Really? That's so much more mouthful.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, man, it's identity politics, you know?
That's true.
It's what he identifies as.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's
Alf.
what we're...
He's an elf.
Yeah. But, an elf?
Yeah.
Is that... Wait, what did elf stand for?
Alien life?
Alien life form. Yeah. That's... Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That was a fucked up show,
I
too.
never watched that shit.
Oh, that was a great show.
It's
We could
Alf.
easily talk about that and the
God
dad
damn it.
alone.
Yeah.
You-
We have way too much to talk about.
Didn't
yeah.
Alf get like super dark at the end where he was actually taken back by the government or some shit?
Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah. He was
Didn't it end,
murdered in a lab
Yeah.
somewhere.
Well, he ate cats. He wasn't a good guy.
Yeah.
He never pretended to be a good guy. The guy was an anti-hero.
Yeah.
He was an asshole too. That's the best part.
He murdered neighborhood cats.
Maybe Alpha's asshole life for him. Maybe that was.
He was an asshole, and who drove the dad crazy, and the dad ended up freebasing coke in Florida with some hookers. That's real. Look that
Like
up.
in real life?
Oh, I'm not
Yeah,
joking.
yeah.
Yeah, look
Actual
at-
actor.
Yeah, the actual actor. Yeah,
I'd believe
look
that.
that up.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's wild.
Jesus Christ.
Took that elf money and ran. Went crazy.
When you get elf money,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, exactly. You're living it up.
He's
It's
back.
like-
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, getting back.
Well,
to
yeah,
this.
so-
You were going to talk about the original film.
We
first,
had
a little
these. Well, yeah. It's just like it was weird that we had these action figures for a film that was a hard R.
Yeah.
And
watching it now, it is crazy. It's
yeah.
intense. Like it's
Yeah.
It's
scary.
a super scary movie.
Yeah, it's a horror movie. It's a
Yeah.
horror action.
Sci-fi movie?
Yeah, sci-fi. Yeah.
Like when we first started watching it, it was the same time where we saw Jurassic Park
Mhm.
and Aliens, and I watched them in the same week for the first time, I think.
Oh, really?
That is hilarious.
And I had nightmares about alien dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It was
It's the worst
awesome.
of both worlds. Yeah, this is so
It
cool.
was scary as fuck.
I'm fucking
It's
terrified.
a T-Rex, but also an alien queen. Oh shit!
Oh my god.
Must go faster.
I had the best dream of and the
Like you're
scariest dream of
jizzing
my
and
life.
it's
I
weird.
woke up, I peed myself, but yeah, it was one of the coolest dreams I've ever had in my life. Yeah, that'd be terrifying.
It was
Yeah.
a wet dream because I came and pissed the bed.
Yeah.
Double wet dream.
Yeah.
Double wet, double the fun.
Oh, that'd be crazy. That's a good
Yeah.
beat. That's wild. Wow.
Yeah.
No, but the first film is just kind of like a slow, atmospheric, suspenseful horror
It's a more
film.
horror film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a horror thriller.
And the second
kind of,
one
yeah.
is probably like one of the best sequels of all time, if not the best sequel of all time. Maybe besides like Empire Strikes Back,
And Terminator.
Godfather
So much better than
2,
the first
Terminator
one.
2.
Yeah.
Well, it's a different film. It's an action film.
Yeah,
you know?
but it takes because like the Godfather 2 is the same kind of thing as the Godfather, and Empire Strikes Back is the same kind of thing as Star Wars, and Judgment Day T2 is the same thing as Terminator.
It's just Terminator amped up to,
Amped
10,
up.
to 12.
But
yeah,
this is
exactly.
kind of a different genre,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's
Exactly.
still
Yeah.
it
Well,
still
because
expands, and then on
the first
the whole
film
thing.
is very
Wasn't
suspenseful.
T2 a
It's
James Cameron movie?
Yeah. Well, they both
Slower
were.
So he's the master of sequels.
Yeah.
except we did. Yeah.
Because
I mean,
Until Avatar 2 comes
Until
out.
Titanic 2.
Yeah. Titanic, The Rising.
Because especially in the 90s, he was a master of action films. True Lies.
Oh, yeah.
He's fucking great at action, and he's
True Lies
great
is
at
pretty
action
fucking
sequences.
amazing.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
great at action sequences. So what he did for this franchise and his is that he just, like I said, he took it to 12.
Yeah.
He just thought of like the crazy shit that they could do and that they could actually they could get away with for
Yeah.
practical stunts, and they did, and it's fucking dope.
Well,
man.
yeah, because Chris and
It
I
pays
watched
off.
Chris and I watched Blade Runner like 2 weeks ago or something,
Yeah.
the new one,
Yeah.
and we
So-
really liked it.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it.
And
Love
we were saying how it takes the first one and just kind of expands on it, and it doesn't go too much.
No.
But it's a great continuation of it, and then this is kind of similar where it expands on the first one, but also takes it in like a different genre. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the first one you spend the entire movie wondering what it looks like. It's kind of hiding. It's a secretive thing.
They did the Jaws effect. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was great, and it worked really well.
Yep.
And then you take it to
And
Space Marines, and then
Yeah, this
you're-
one you still don't see the full creature for a long time.
For an hour in.
Yeah. Well, even during the fight, you barely see them.
That's true.
Yeah, the first
That is
firefight,
That is true.
you just see them kind of moving in the shadows. I guess like the first time you actually see one in full view is probably the Queen. like completely,
well,
revealed.
That's a glorious reveal.
Yeah. Oh my lord.
Well, there's also the one where Hicks opens the
He
opens the overhead
and he sees all of them crawling. That was a really cool shot.
Oh god, there's so many
shot.
good sequences in this fucking movie.
There is, yeah.
Maybe really afraid of air ducts for a while.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah, man.
This movie is like, because last thing we did was Jurassic Park, last podcast, and I was like, this movie is nearly flawless.
Yeah.
And I think this is even better than Jurassic Park.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
that's one of my
This
notes.
movie
It's
is
like
amazing.
I think that's my second note. Is like this movie is perfect. Like this movie, there's no notes.
It's nearly flawless.
It is,
There are a few little things here and there that bother me.
It's dated, but the thing is though, for '85, it's great, man.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I didn't fucking guess. I didn't think about their
yeah,
technology. I didn't think. I was like, yep, nope, that checks out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I didn't worry about the little like special effects flaws here and there because they are very small.
Of course.
Oh yeah, tiny.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was a kid, I was just like, let it wash over me.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's so fucking amazing. Like,
Yes.
Well, I mean, especially after watching the first one and being like, oh man, like that's a tough ass alien, and Ripley was stuck with like no real weapons to fight it, right? And then you're introduced to this entire Marine Corps who are just like badass motherfuckers, and they're like, yeah, they're going in, they're gonna kick some ass.
So the best of the best.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. They only need this literal dozen Marines. You know what I mean? Like,
I think
they're an army. Do you know what I mean? Like,
there are only, because when I was a kid, in my head there were like 100 Marines when I was a kid, because I just didn't have any concept of like time and numbers and stuff.
No, there might as well have been
That's
20
still
of them.
a problem.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But then I think there are 12 of them. Because there were 16 people, 17 including Newt, and then but there's Burke and Bishop and Sigourney Weaver, so that's 13 Marines, I guess, and then the Gorman,
But then it also makes you wonder, like,
Gorman.
how much shit have these guys seen
Always
together?
were an asshole.
You know, before this.
Apparently lots.
You know, because I mean, like these guys are bouncing around, kicking ass all over the place.
Yeah, and that they're not Apone. Their other guy, I think it was Apone. When they wake up, he says something like to that though.
What?
It's just another day for them.
Yeah.
This mission.
Yeah.
So they've been on. They've been on quite a few
It's like
missions.
the day of chorus, like a day on the farm.
Yeah.
How was it like on the day on the farm? Right?
Yeah. This is nothing like a day on the farm.
You're waking up from a deep sleep. It's just like the farm.
It's like there's some crops.
Harvesting lives. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Oh man. Well, like we're all over the place right now. Okay, so 1986, Aliens. It's 7 years since the first movie.
Yeah.
And like I don't know. Yeah. Where did?
Because you want Drawn Away? It didn't need a sequel.
No, it
Do you know what I
didn't.
mean? Like
No,
it's perfect. It's
Yeah.
perfect as a standalone film.
Yeah.
I am very glad that they made this and they have this
yeah.
crazy franchise. But this movie is perfect because it was standalone. But this sequel, like you said, because he changed genres and made it this crazy action film, and like
It's just great that he saw this movie and was like, I can do this my way and make it fucking amazing. You know.
Yeah, I'm so
Well,
glad you did.
at the end of Alien, anyone who's listening should be familiar with this already. Sigourney blows the queen out of the airlock.
At the end of the first one, no, there's no queen in the first one.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
it's
the
just
one.
the Xenomorph.
Yeah.
It's the one.
It's the
one drone.
blows it out of the airlock and goes to cryo sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And this is 57 years later in movie universe.
did you watch? Oh, by the way, Mike, did you watch this?
Not recently.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it how many times?
Yeah.
exactly.
This is one of the movies I've seen the most of the movies we've done.
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure,
of my life.
But
In
I haven't
my
watched
life.
it in a long time. Also, I watched it more recently than Jurassic Park. That's for sure. But I think the last time I watched it was when we were still living with Dad.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then he had the special edition DVD or whatever.
I found those, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I watched the extended version.
Yeah, because I
last
found
night.
I was looking it up and I wasn't sure which version I was watching, but then I noticed all the extra scenes, so it's the extended version, which is like 2.5 hours.
It was, yeah.
It's got some
Apparently,
extra stuff.
during the opening scene, when they're opening up the door to the ship, you can see the same spear gun trapped in the airlock where it was left after the first movie.
Oh, really?
Crazy.
Like they added that.
Continuity, yeah.
Crazy.
That's pretty sweet. But yeah, the movie opens like the unextended version is 2 hours and 15 minutes. I guess, so they add another 15.
Oh, yeah.
The iconic opening graphics where the name is slowly revealed with the creepy music. Oh, who does the music in this movie?
Oh man, Flipping screens.
Because it's really good.
What's crazy about this movie though is that the first one there's only one alien, and he takes out a crew of like 8.
Yeah,
and
something like that.
And of course, she says in under 24 hours, and she knows that because Tom Skerritt in Alien says that what he's seen in that down there where there was like thousands of eggs.
Yeah.
And she straight up says like we just have to bomb it like that if there's thousands like if they get to Earth, that was the whole point of her like she couldn't bring the alien on the ship because if it gets
like one is dangerous enough to kill that many people that fast. And then they're like, how many? Well, yeah, we're getting ahead.
But that's what I'm just trying to make my point exactly. Is that he'd seen the beauty in that, where all he had to do was make a few of these things, and it's crazy. You got crazy ass
James Horner.
Horner.
He's done. He's done a lot of things, I think, right?
Soundtrack. I think we've talked about it before, actually.
Yeah. He's like one step below. What's his face? Who's the big soundtrack guy? John Williams.
John Williams.
Yeah,
he did the Wrath of Khan. He did the Star Trek movies. Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
Sigourney Weaver's hair in this movie is perfect. She wakes up with Brian May hair, about to do a fucking rip a guitar solo, and then she shaves it, cuts it, gets the perm. I love that. And then her and Paul Reiser have the same hair for the rest of the
she gets the '80s businesswoman on the go power perm.
I love it.
No shoulder pads though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But,
it still doesn't make sense that in this movie how she was in trouble when she has to go have the debrief. Explain herself in court. Because she gets kicked out of the army or whatever.
She loses her pilot.
Well, it's crazy how she's in trouble.
How does this organization work? Because these are colonial marines. Mm-hmm. Do they work for Weyland-Yutani?
Apparently.
Maybe they're like
because Weyland-Yutani is huge, right? They build space
so like in this future, because this is hundreds of years in the future. I don't know what year this is, but
I don't think it ever says, does it?
I think they say no. I don't think so.
Oh look.
I think in the later movies they say.
Yeah.
But I guess corporations are like governments now, basically, and they have their own private armies.
They can well, because I guess they have to army themselves because if this Weyland is building these colonies. These colonies are fucking huge.
Yeah.
And they said they were talking about how many they built already. So I'm assuming
We've got the timeline goes Prometheus in 2093.
Wow.
Then I know Alien Covenant in 2104, Alien in 2122, and then Aliens in 2179.
Okay.
Yeah.
2179.
Yeah, so this Weyland-Yutani Corporation is like the biggest corporation in the galaxy or something. They're colonizing all these worlds, and one of those worlds, in the first movie they show up on that planet. They find that one alien egg. Well, they find a bunch, but one of them hatches. The planet is barren. They find that they have to crash ship. Oh, there's so much backstory. God, it's hard to condense it all.
Yeah.
So then 57 years later, Ripley wakes up and they find her. A deep salvage team finds her drifting in space with her cat in cryosleep.
Yeah,
little Jonesy. Yeah, little shithead. And she gets in trouble for blowing up the ship that she was on early in the first movie. The Nostromo,
expensive.
And
it's funny because they say it's like $57 million. It's like that would be way more than that.
Well, in the 80s,
you guys,
$1 billion.
Like you guys are crazy.
That's like $1 million
inflation in the year 2179.
It's so funny.
But so she gets in shit because she made this crazy report about this alien that she had to destroy, and they're like they don't believe her.
Yeah.
So also. They really doubled down on people smoking in the future. Everyone smokes.
Everybody.
Thank you. That's one of my notes.
Maybe
all the CEOs are smoking cigarettes.
And what was blowing my mind, sorry, is that they smoke so much on spaceships.
They're
in a spaceship and everyone's
recycled air.
Yeah, guys.
What was that movie where cigarettes were like anti-radiation medicine?
What?
There was a movie. I'm just thinking maybe that.
What's that? Really? I don't. Wow,
there was a film like that.
It's a genius.
It was like a dystopian future. And
really?
You smoke cigarettes to
It's how there's the sulfites in wine help you fight radiation poisoning or something.
There you go.
Because there was that thing on Vice when they go to Chernobyl and they're just drinking all this wine.
Just hit the LC before the nuclear apocalypse.
Wow. Okay.
But she gets in shit. She gets demoted.
No, she gets kicked out, doesn't she? Of the.
No, she just loses her pilot.
Oh, she
loses her pilot's license. she still works for the company, but she's on probation and psych probation because they think she's crazy.
Right.
So yeah, they don't believe her story. She's telling this outlandish story about this alien, and then
Although really, when you've explored, a lot of the galaxy, you figure that a story about an alien is not that far fetched.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it should be of the norm to them. I'm
Like,
surprised that no
how
one-
many
they've
worlds
never
have we
heard of
found
this.
strange things on?
Because and later when they realize that they're dealing with an actual problem, the Marines don't seem too surprised that they're going to fight an alien.
Well, they said bug hunting.
A bug hunt, yeah.
Right, is this a bug hunt?
So
or,
maybe in the past they've just encountered like alien animals that are not really that intelligent, or
and weren't like blending in with the roof and
yeah. Just when the
much less
explorers,
dangerous.
when the explorers showed up to the Galapagos Islands or something and like killed all the fucking turtles there,
Right.
like that was probably what they thought they were gonna do, like
Just
I don't
going
know.
in and destroying a local ecosystem.
like local wildlife, yeah.
Killed Indians.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, like then Ripley asks the head honcho just like go check it out.
yeah. Well, no, because in the meeting they say like you're bullshit because we put a colony there 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And she says like, what are you talking about? Like how many families are down? Like how
Like
many people
60,
down there?
70 families.
And they said 70 families.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? And she said, well, why can't we just send just to see how they're doing?
Yeah.
And then, spoiler alert, turns out they sent a distress beacon. So
Yeah.
Wait, how long ago before she woke up did they send that distress beacon? Like, how long was that beacon active?
Okay,
No,
so
they sent it like the next day because they go back to her apartment. They're like, hey,
That's highly coincidental.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, for this movie,
Hey,
it's
sorry, it sounds like you were right.
Yeah.
Now we need
this
your
is
help.
really embarrassing.
Hey, egg on our face.
Yeah, egg on my face.
Yeah.
Who's
By
the
the
goose?
way, yeah.
Who's the goose?
By the way, can you help me? What?
Well, because the colonists have been there for what did they say?
So 20 years.
20 years.
And that's why
yeah.
she said, we don't believe you. We don't believe any of your stories because we sent.
Yeah.
And
And it's weird that they didn't find the
ship.
ship for 20 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a pretty big planet, then.
Maybe it was
Yeah.
buried
Big
or
planet.
something.
But yeah, in the and they also have the extra scene because I made note of all the extra scenes in here. The extra scene where Burke has to explain to her, because this guy Burke, it's Paul Reiser.
He's a company man.
Motherfucker.
He's basically her liaison between like for her to the company, and he has to explain to her that her daughter died like 2 years ago. She was 66. So she left her daughter when she was 10. She's drifting in space for 57 years, and her daughter has died while she's been gone, and she's understandably upset.
Wow, I totally forgot about that part.
Yeah. Well, like it's only in the extras.
Oh, shit.
In the extended
Then I
version.
guess I haven't seen the extended version.
Yeah, but it adds to the whole like newt
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely. Jeez.
So yeah, the like it cuts from the meeting where they're talking about this fucking colony to the colonists walking around talking about getting an order from the corporation from Weyland-Yutani, and they're saying like, oh, that we sent out what's his face to go check out this location. It's like, oh, who sent that order? Like, oh, I don't know, man. I just like I
They
don't-
send the orders, I give out the jobs.
Yeah, exactly. I don't ask questions, So then it cuts to this family. I don't know why they brought their kids to go.
Newt's family, because
Yeah.
that's what families do, buddy. They take your kid to work
stick
day.
together.
It was
yeah.
take your kid to work day. Take your kids.
So yeah,
to
this
work.
this couple and their 2 kids are in a little dune buggy, and they find the big ship from the first movie. And then if you've seen the
Just sitting out,
it's just sitting there.
just hanging.
like on the surface.
Yeah, you'd think they would have found it. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So then they're like, oh my god, this is crazy. And
Take a pause.
we're pausing.
Take a pause for a second.
Let's have a pause,
guys.
Pause.
All right, rolling. Let's get this show back on the road. My mom just came by to do some stuff.
You live?
Yeah, well, we're rolling. Also, that
We're live.
fuck it. That reminded me of our dad showing me Aliens when I was 8, and my mom getting really mad at him.
Not
That makes
realizing it was, such a huge, impactful.
Yeah, my dad just just wanted to share things. But yeah, I did. Because in my mind, like the first hour is just all the setup.
Yeah.
And in my mind, that part is so small because I just like focused on all the action parts.
Yeah.
I thought that was like 90% of the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like
Well, and going into it, you're like, oh man, there's no way these guys are gonna get their asses kicked. They're so motherfucking tough.
and it's apparently it's just a big metaphor for Vietnam. Yeah.
Really?
Because like the high tech, and there are a couple scenes where like I really got that notion. I think there's an extra scene where Hudson is talking about all the weapons they have. He's like explaining it to Ripley. It's like we got nukes, we got this, we got this, plasma rifles, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
We're gonna blow these guys away. You know, these primitive fucking pieces of shit. And I was like, yeah, this is like a really kind of like Nam kind of vibe here because it's like, oh, this super technological superpower against just these little creatures. That, you know, not that Vietnamese people are little creatures,
But that's what you said.
but that's what I said. So
No.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
And that's I've never thought of
And the
that.
Marines
That's
remind
the
me of the
allegory.
Marines from like Full Metal Jacket
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Apone reminds me of the drill sergeant. You know,
Yeah, crazy.
assholes and
Okay,
elbows.
So apparently, Al Matthews, who plays Apone, was a real life Marine in Vietnam.
No.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
Wow.
and he was the first black Marine to be promoted to rank of sergeant.
Wow.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Small world.
And that guy, like, okay, well, yeah, are we around introducing the Marines, basically?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Why not?
Let's do it. So yeah, the colony finds the aliens, blah blah blah. They send a distress signal. The corporation has to come with their tail between their legs, ask Ripley for help, and then she meets all the Marines that are going with her. And we got a motley crew of guys, and the sergeant is this
Sergeant Apone, man.
this tough talking cigar chewing son of a bitch, and he is like that character has been recreated.
Oh
like,
yeah,
so many
did
times.
it
So many.
Halo did it like heavily.
very
Really?
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a character in Halo who's like basically just a pwn.
No
Yeah.
way.
And he
Oh.
survives for like I think until the second movie or the second game.
Yeah, because he was there definitely in that city attack thing.
Yeah, I think he dies in the second.
Maybe.
Spoilers for Halo 2. But anyway, like in these Marines, like Halo took so much from this
yeah.
movie, from the
Really?
Marines. Yeah,
Crazy.
like the guns and the look and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and these Marines take a lot from. It reminds me a lot of Full Metal Jacket because they have like things written on their gear.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
It's like, what does that one chick say? Something fly or die or something, like the pilot has fly or die on her helmet. What's her name?
Well, Drake has like some weird Rasta
He's got this
Yeah.
thing.
through his.
Yeah.
That he, like,
He's got some
threaded
like
through his
feathers
hat.
on his
Yeah.
on his gun and everything. Like I don't know. They all look really realistic and
They'll have their own
personalized and their own like little thing. And
How heavy must that gun have been? That
the
those,
smart guns.
Yeah, the
Vasquez.
ones with the
Yeah. Well, that's what
gyroscopic
they-
thing on there.
They basically have like a
It's hard around the
steady
waist.
cam thing.
Yeah.
I think that's just like a modified Steadicam harness that they just put these guns on. It looks so fucking cool.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and I love the Drake action figure. Yeah, and when you turned him, he made the gun noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool.
That's sweet.
And Drake and Vasquez are okay. So
Badasses.
the Marines are you got Gorman, who's the commander, but he's kind of a piece of shit.
He's a little bitch.
He's-
Kind of piece of shit.
He's a little
huge.
bitch. He's a little sweaty bitch.
Yeah.
He's a sweaty little bitch.
He's inexperienced, and he's not as cool as the rest of them under fire. And then Apone's the sergeant. You got Corporal Hicks, who's the next after Apone, and then Drake, Vasquez. Vasquez isn't the actress is not Hispanic.
She's white.
She's white.
Yeah, she's the stepmom from T2.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she
she
is.
also had a part in Titanic,
Yeah.
where she was an Irish immigrant
Yeah.
who like dies. Like
Yeah.
she's the one telling her kids that story.
Michael Bean, or Bean, whatever his name is, Hicks, is Kyle from Terminator Part 1.
Yeah.
So I
knew
mean,
that.
like, he uses the same
Father of
actress.
Johnny Connor.
Yeah. But like now,
It's
like
funny
that's
that Vasquez,
it's not PC.
That is not
yeah.
cool, bro.
Yeah,
No,
she's doing
that
like
doesn't
brown
fly.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't fly.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I mean, it's not. It's offensive.
It's hilariously offensive.
It's hilariously offensive.
But yeah, Vasquez is super badass. Drake's super badass. You got Hudson, who's like the smart ass. Those are the only real like main ones, I
the ones that
guess.
stand out. There's that other black guy.
There's Frost, the other black guy.
Corporal Pharaoh.
The other black guy.
Yeah.
Pharaoh's the pilot.
Yeah, and then you got Corporal Dietrich.
Dietrich is
The guy who complains about the cornbread and who also is, like, helps pilot.
That's
Spunkmeyer.
Yeah,
Spunkmeyer.
Dietrich is a
Dietrich's the
female.
medic.
Yeah.
Dietrich's the medic.
Yeah.
There's Worsbowski, Crow.
Vasquez was played by Jeanette Goldstein.
Yeah. Just like a Jewish ginger chick or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. It's so fucking weird.
Too funny.
But yeah, and then like
Goldstein.
That's another like trope now too. Is the badass Hispanic Marine chick as well? Yeah, because that was also in Halo. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's basically every role that what's her face has ever played. Who's that chick from Fast and Furious?
Oh right.
She's basically Vasquez is the mother of that woman. Yeah.
She started.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, eyebrows.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Michelle Rodriguez is the same character in every film she plays.
Yeah,
that's true.
But yeah, I like the whole like this movie is very good at setting things up and payoffs and everything for all these little things. Like they take away her job and then to entice her to get back, they're like, "We'll give you your old job."
Okay, but
back.
guys, would you go back?
I don't know.
Would you go back?
Well,
Fuck no, I wouldn't go
but
back.
she's also lost everything, right?
Her
True,
daughter's
Her
dead.
daughter's dead.
Which
She
we
doesn't
see-
have any grandchildren.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say that like she had no children.
She's kind of out there
Her
floating in
parents
space
are dead.
anyway.
Yeah, I guess
Everyone
everyone's
she
dead.
knows is dead
Yeah.
because it's been 57 years.
Yeah.
Her-
Still, why would you go back to
Except for
being
Cat.
infested with these things? You have to
Because
deal
she
with
wants
one.
her pilot's license.
Yeah. All she's like left
I'm
is
on
her fucking pilot's license. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
And I
I
mean,
mean, my
okay.
job back.
Admittedly, if you were Ripley and you were in that position, you're like, oh, I'm going with the Space Marines.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel a little bit better about this
Yeah.
going with the Space
Although
Marines.
like she is still like really freaked out about the
Yeah.
whole thing.
But she knows it's not enough. She even says that it doesn't matter what you bring there. It's
Yeah, like she makes sure that that Burke, she says we're one thing straight, we're going out there to kill them, right? And he's like, yeah, that's the plan. And then she's like, all right, I'm in.
And spoiler alert, he doesn't.
Spoiler alert, he's mad
Burke is a
about
bad
xenomorphs.
guy.
Fucking loves that shit. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, and, yeah. When they first find her, there's that great chest burst fake out. We forgot to talk about that.
Yeah, her dream. Yeah.
Where she's having all these nightmares, and there's also the psychological thing where she has to confront these fears of hers.
Mm-hmm.
She has to overcome so that she can, stop having these dreams and these nightmares and everything. And also, did Jonesy hiss at what's his face in the first movie?
Yes,
Yeah,
because he can smell. He can smell when you're.
Because the cats know when there's a chest burster inside someone.
Well, cats know when someone's sick.
Yeah,
When you're dying.
And so ever since this movie, because I watched this movie before the first one, but every time a cat hisses at me, I'm like, uh-oh. Like, I always have that, like, do I have an alien inside of me?
I'm dying.
I'm dying. Oh, I also like how Apone keeps a cigar in his pod.
Yeah. Wakes up
The
and
first
puts
thing he
it in his
does.
mouth.
Yeah. Like, it probably keeps them pretty fresh.
Of
Like,
course. Of course.
And I said, and a legend is born.
Yep.
Yeah.
God, that guy's chewing on cigars,
Yeah.
smoking cigars. He just always has a cigar in his mouth. It's crazy.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I love the intros of all these Marines. Yeah, Drake and Vasquez are, like, insulting each other, flirting with each other.
Yep.
Hudson bitches. And then Apone does that, look into my eye. And
Yes.
I never understood that.
Why? Yeah.
Why does he say that?
Why?
What, is that a thing?
That's
Like,
a Vietnam thing, man. That's
Look into my
straight
eye.
from the real Marines.
I just put, like, question mark. Vasquez was not Hispanic, yeah. Oh, yeah, so they're all eating dinner.
Breakfast.
And Bishop does the knife trick.
Yes.
Which your dad would do to us when we were kids.
We were kids.
Yeah.
That was so weird.
Of course, not as
But-
fast.
Yeah.
A slower version.
But very drunk.
Still terrifying. Yeah. So yeah, he puts Hudson's hand on the table, and so Bishop's the android. He takes a knife and just like quickly stabs
fast
between all his fingers.
Oh, apparently they didn't tell Bill Paxton they were doing that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, he's
That's
so
why I
good.
got scared.
That's in the trivia.
Yeah, that's
They-
awesome.
Everybody had discussed it beforehand except Bill Paxton.
No, that's hilarious.
That's awesome.
And that's kind of true to because in the original Ridley Scott would
We didn't tell about the.
he wouldn't
Yeah,
tell
he
them
didn't
about
tell
it.
them,
Yeah. So like they get these natural reactions out of their actors.
works.
It's great.
Smart.
Yeah.
Very smart.
I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, we get the briefing where they're talking about what they're doing. They're going out here to bug hunt. Yeah. And then yeah, Hudson says, and he's any questions? Hudson says, "How do I get out of this chicken shit outfit?" And then Epone goes, "You secure that shit, Hudson." You secure that shit. It's so good. Assholes and elbows.
Yeah.
I say that all the time. Well, not all the time, but you know.
Oh, honestly, I could watch an entire movie with just these.
Yeah, I know. And I guess that's why they wanted to make this cartoon, because these characters were so good.
Yeah,
They wanted
yeah.
to, like, yeah. And yeah, the badass aviators and the pilot Pharaoh, like, so good. I don't know, but yeah, there's this a fakish looking part during the briefing scene. There's like background that kind of looks like a painting, like it's a background painting.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
like okay, I can kind of tell. And then when the ship is the drop ship's flying into the atmosphere, there's that initial scene where it shows them flying down into the clouds. You can kind of tell it's like green screen
Of
kind of
course,
thing. Yeah. So yeah, it's little details here and there, and then yeah, there's the Ripley asks Gorman, "How many drops is this?" And he's like, 38 simulated. And then Vasquez says, "How many combat drops?" And he's like, 2, including this one. And so like everyone gets that sinking feeling. Yeah, then Hudson talks about all the tech they have, and then so they have 2 squads of 6 guys, I guess. No, 2 squads of 5 and the 2 pilots.
Did you mention the Steadicam thing? For the guns?
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually is.
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
Crazy.
They rigged up Steadicam
Crazy.
things. 2 squads of 5, the 2 pilots, Ripley, Burke, Gorman, and Bishop. So that's 16 little dudes, and then they find the little girl. They break out the motion trackers, like all these amazing, iconic things.
But you know what's funny though is that they're in the future, and like right now in 2018, we have like drones that can see through houses and stuff.
Yeah.
And in 2170,
79, yeah.
they're still using motion trackers. Like it was, I thought that was really funny. Yeah.
I kind of like the whole retro future kind
Oh,
of
me
stuff.
too.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah,
I do.
yeah.
The
It's
watching
so funny. Like
yeah.
it's like all their computers look like DOS.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it's all the green writing on the
Yeah.
black screen, and it's like we're like I don't
Oh,
know.
apparently the Special Air Service trained the Marines for 2 weeks before the movie.
Oh, nice.
But apparently they kept Burke separate
Yes,
and Gorman.
and Ripley.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
they
they,
kept them
they
all
didn't
separate,
want them
yeah.
to all know each other and stuff, but they
Good.
wanted the Marines to all have like camaraderie and
Oh, good. That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
yeah. So they land on the planet. They're checking out the colony structure. They can't find anything.
As soon as they get there, shit hits the fan. Yeah.
Well, first they find some hamsters. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, how long has these hamsters gone without being fed?
Being fed,
Because it must have taken them weeks to get there.
Don't
right?
hamsters just eat each other? Exactly.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So that was like, but it's a fake out with the motion detector. Yeah.
You know what though? That motion detector was pretty good because it works out so well to build up the scenery and to build the.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great instrument for like the tension and
the
stuff.
tension,
Yeah.
That's it.
So good.
Yeah.
He's great.
Oh, and yeah, like, I made a note here, because I never really noticed this before, but I feel like, because that vehicle they have, the ATV or whatever, I feel like the Chris Nolan's Batmobile is kind of like,
Oh yeah.
similar vibe. It's
It
just
does.
kind of like a big hunk of...
Last night.
Oh,
Yeah?
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We said yeah. That's right. John said that. Yeah.
It's
Because it looks like
totally
the
a Batmobile.
Batmobile.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
just looks like a big hunk of
They
fucking
used
metal.
one of those tow trucks from airports to make that vehicle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had apparently the original weighed 75 tons. They had to take like half the weight out just
Holy
so they
shit.
could. Yeah.
Good lord.
Well, it's for
Yeah.
towing planes around. Right?
Yeah. I think there's an extra scene of... Yeah, I think when they're walking into the structure, there's an extra scene where Ripley stops and is just kind of like breathing, and then, she's like, I'm going back into the shit. And then Hicks asks her if she's all right. Also, I'm surprised they haven't made a movie about the colony's like last stand. You know, like
Oh yeah.
that just seems like something they would do.
Yeah.
Make a movie about like, oh, the aliens coming for the colonists and blah blah blah. Because they're finding all this evidence of like small arms fire, and then there's all these burn marks and acid burns everywhere because the aliens bleed acid. So they don't find any people. So there's evidence of a fight, and the like barricades put up and blah blah blah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty intense.
Yeah, shit went down. And then Hicks and Drake almost shoot an 8-year-old girl.
Newt.
Yeah.
Well, she shouldn't have ran out like that.
It's true.
Carrie Henn, who played Newt, never acted again.
That's awesome. Did
She
one
became
Didn't need you.
No. Did
She
the
peaked.
Oh wait.
did the perfect movie? She was like, I retired.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She became a school teacher, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she did. She became a school teacher. Although, wait, I'm checking the trivia now, and it looks like she did a couple different things. Triborn and Alien Evolution.
What? Weird.
Maybe that was like a documentary or something. Maybe. Yeah, it was a TV documentary. Yeah. So I think that was her only acting role when she became teacher.
Bunkers. If she that would be so cool if your teacher was fucking Newt.
Newt. That'd be awesome.
So her real name's Rebecca, but her nickname was Newt for some reason. So
Yeah, only her brother called her Rebecca.
Yeah.
Everyone else called her Newt.
it's weird.
Weird. That is weird.
Wouldn't
should
it be the other way around?
The other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange. Yeah. So her whole family's dead or
Anyways.
something.
Yeah.
But she's been.
Well, the dad got raped. By
Yeah,
the
he
facehugger.
got mouth raped by the facehugger. That's what started this whole shenanigans.
Yeah.
I
It was
would
her,
totally
her
watch
parents'
that movie.
fault.
Yeah.
It was all her parents' fault.
Those fucking idiots. But yeah, she's been surviving by just living in the little like
How?
air ducts and
How?
stuff.
And for how long?
Yeah.
Did-
How did the aliens not find her?
Yeah, well, like I guess like her little room might be too small for them to get into.
But what about the face huggers?
Yeah, I don't know. But like, do the facehuggers really stray that far from their eggs? Like, usually their eggs are
Yeah.
placed right in front of
True.
their victims. You
True.
know, so they probably stick around close to that.
I mean, I guess you got to assume that for this whole time, because it's been like a month or whatever since the colony was taken over.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's basically survived by not being seen
Yeah, she's just been hiding in this tiny little like room.
and hoarding food and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and her little
Oh, garbage
Well, wait,
stuff.
because
her little garbage dump that looks like my room. Right? I could survive in this fucking room.
the face huggers try to kill her. And well, where did those face huggers come from?
When
they're-
that's
when
they're
they're in
the ones in the med
We're
lab.
in the med lab.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
'Cause they-
Never mind.
Yeah.
And they just got out. Okay.
Yeah, and the medic says.
But Burke set that all up anyways, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Never mind.
Wait, so is it fair to assume then that all of the aliens that are currently active came from the facehuggers that attacked the colonists?
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, an entire
There were about 100 colonists, I think they said. So there
about 100 aliens,
are roughly 100 aliens.
including a queen.
Yeah, 60, 70 families. So 100, 120 people,
Yeah.
something like I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah, and then the queen. So and there's I think in the original cut, do they talk about the queen alien? They're like, where do the eggs come from?
They don't talk about it.
They
No?
just say that
Yeah,
they
they
just
don't
know
know.
there's a queen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
They
we haven't
have to.
seen yet. But yeah, there's a smaller extended part where they talk about like a queen, and then they talk about like ants and bees.
Mhm.
It's like it's like an ant hive, and then Vasquez says, "It's a beehive, you fucking idiot." She's talking to Hudson. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. But yeah, so they find this kid. They get her a little cleaned up. The Dietrich says she's relatively healthy, borderline malnutrition.
She's been eating like Pop-Tarts for.
But she's just like traumatized. Like she won't speak until Ripley gets a few words out of her, and and she carries around a little doll's head,
Terrifying.
That
which is named Casey.
Yes, that was really funny.
That's a nice little ad there.
Yeah, and that comes into play later too.
Yeah, it
Like,
does. Yes.
all these little details.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so great.
Yeah, he knows how to make a movie.
And also, I mentioned I put that like Newt kind of reminds me of Hannah
A little bit.
a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
super quiet. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, her cousin. Traumatized. But yeah, so Ripley's trying to find out where everyone is. She's like, "Where's your family, Newt?" And she's like, "They're dead. they're all dead. All right, can I go now?
Yes.
Yeah, so many good lines.
So many lines. Yeah.
Where,
My favorite.
Where are you gonna go to, kid?
Yeah. Back to my room.
Dear garbage.
Yeah. Back to the garbage. My favorite line of Newt's is.
Mostly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
They mostly come out at night. Mostly.
Yes.
So good.
That's the best.
And then Ripley's trying to like tell her like, oh, we have all these people here to protect you. And she says, it won't make any difference. No. Yeah, she's right.
I love that. Yeah.
And then
Distraction.
and Hudson, I guess, is the tech guy as well because he
handles all the doors.
yeah. He
takes care of
hacks
everything.
into the door thing, and then they tell him to find all the chips that are installed in the. All the colonists had these chips surgically implanted so that they can be found on like a scan or something. So he's like, Hudson, find all these fucking colonists, and he says, "Yo, stop your grinning and drop your linen." So
They have these one-liners.
Yeah,
They do. Yeah.
So yeah, they find all the colonists and they're all bunched together in this other section of the structure. It's like, oh, some kind of town meeting going on. And so they gear up and they go to check out. Well, I guess no, they find the med lab with those, and there are 2 facehuggers that are still alive. There are a bunch of dead ones in the med lab in these little canisters, but there are 2 that were surgically removed from people, but that killed the person that it was attached to, I guess, because the acid came off and burned them. But yeah, so there are 2. This is like a note for later. There are 2 ones that are still alive.
Yeah, apparently that scene where the facehugger actually jumps at her had to be filmed in reverse. So because they couldn't,
so they pulled it away.
They pulled it away and then they just played it in reverse.
Cool.
Oh.
Because they built it so it was like mechanically able to like crawl.
Yeah.
But they couldn't make it jump.
Yeah.
So they had to film it backwards. Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. Little tricks. Yeah.
There you go.
So cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, they get into the hive area, and because that's something we never saw in the first movie. It was like kind of the hive kind of thing, and it looks like it's kind of like an organic kind of goopy looking walls,
Shiny, wet.
yeah, and so I was like, how do they build these hives? But then they actually kind of explain it where what's her face Dietrich is like. Touching the walls, and she says, "Oh, it looks like some kind of secreted resin."
Who is secreting all this resin?
Yeah, and then someone says, "Secreted from what?" Because I think wasps make their hives out of their saliva.
Yeah,
Oh,
they chew
okay.
shit up.
Yeah.
Really?
I think so. I think
it's quite possible.
they just it's like a sticky
Wow.
substance that hardens. And,
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe that's how they do it. Because those guys they drool nonstop. These fucking aliens.
Yeah. It's just mostly corrosive.
Yeah.
They're always wet. It's
Yeah,
gross.
yeah. Always wet. Squish, squish.
Squish.
Anyway, I think I've been talking so much.
Squish, squish.
Someone else take the helm here.
Well.
Would you?
Everyone's dead already, right? Because
No. We're just getting to the hive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
This is the beginning of the
Okay.
end.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is
This
This
is-
is where guess what?
This is
Yeah.
halfway through the movie.
Spoiler alert! Everyone dies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's insane.
When they get down there, they find out that they can't fire any
Yeah.
rounds, so they have to give up all of their magazines. But
Yeah.
everybody has
All
stashed
the-
some.
There we go.
It's all the automatic weapons.
Yeah.
Because all their plasma rifles shoot these like explosive tipped.
Those are like those little shotgun shells with grenades in them, basically.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
so
That's a horrible thing to find out when you're entering an alien hive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can't fire our best weapons in
Yeah.
here.
because they can do small arms fire. They have their Higgs has his shotgun. It's like a pump action shotgun, and then they have handguns and stuff and flamethrowers. But they can't use their armor piercing fucking
They can't
ammo
use their good weapons exactly
because what is it?
Like a nuclear reactor. And
Yeah, it's a big reactor, and if they puncture the something, the whole thing will go up.
It's a giant propane tank.
Yeah.
Guys, you can't fuck it up. That's about it.
So that's what
everything will explode. Yeah,
They realize,
that's crazy.
and this was around the time, that I think my mom walked in and saw that I was watching this with my dad, and she was like, "What the hell?" So
That's a direct quote.
Yeah.
That's canon.
Yeah.
It's canon.
Then what's his face? Burke says nuclear It's like this is a giant nuclear reactor.
Giant nuclear reactor.
And he says, "Adios, muchachos." And then Hicks says, "I keep this for close encounters." And he pulls out his shotgun.
That's appropriate.
Yeah. Then they find they're finding all these dead colonists because they find all the colonists and they're all like in these cocoons hanging from the walls, and that's a great like sci-fi horror moment where they're looking up, and then they all have their little cameras, right? Is this like the birth of the found footage genre?
Yep. Yeah, all the Marines are wearing their helmet cams.
Cool.
They have all these cameras on their helmets and everything. So the guys like Ripley and Burke and Gorman are all watching this from the back at the ship or the ATV or whatever. And so they find all these colonists. They're all dead, and their chests are all ripped open. Dun dun dun. But they find one that's alive, and she says the famous line, "Kill me."
Yeah, that's scary. That's a
really
good horror.
Because what's it? I think the medic goes and like lifts up her head a bit.
Yeah, they say they're all dead, and then she grabs the one, and
her eyes just fly open. She's like, "Holy shit, we got a live one!"
Yeah.
Kill me.
Fucking terrifying.
Yeah, and then chest burst. They fry it, and then they start getting
and that's when all the aliens show up, and then their motion sensors light up. Yeah, so good. And then I love it because they said like they're all around us apparently, and then like they look up, or that was later when they look up. That's so smart. I love that. Yeah, that's so fucking good.
They have because we start to see because the aliens they blend into their hive surroundings kind of. They just kind of like
they can hide in plain sight.
Yeah. So you see them start to move around and stuff, and like they're all in the shadows, and then they're like, "Put on your infrared scanners." So they're all looking around, they can't see shit, and then right before the medic's the first chick to get. I put like a sequence, the order of what happens.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, who dies? Yeah.
So famous last words is Dietrich. She says maybe they don't show up on infrared at all, and then there's that one right behind her that comes out of the wall. Yeah. Like it's sitting there. Yeah. She just looks at it and turns away. Yeah. It just turns around and it grabs her. It hauls her up into the ceiling.
Yeah, that's the first one.
She has her flamethrower. She accidentally fries Frost, who has all the ammo. Yeah. Because when they took all the ammo away, they put it in his bag.
And then the ammo blows up.
So then he falls off the railing. He goes flying down there. Then he dropped the ammo bag, which is on fire. And so then it blows up and takes out Crow. And then all hell breaks loose. There's chaos everywhere. Wierzbowski gets killed. And I always thought when I was younger, I thought they were saying where is Bowski? Yeah. But it's
Wierzbowski.
Yeah. His name is Wierzbowski. Yeah. And then when the ammo was taken away, Vasquez kept hers secretly, kept some and gave some to Drake as well. So she says, "Let's rock." And starts like just shooting wildly everywhere.
Yeah. Highly unprofessional.
Yeah. Let's rock. And then Gorman says, "Who's firing?" And then he starts having a fucking meltdown.
Right.
There were so many lines from this that I used to be able to say like from memory. Because I remember when I was getting ready for school in the morning, I'd be like brushing my teeth or something, and I'd put water on my face like I was sweating. I'd be like, "Opone, lay down a suppressing fire." And fall back in squads. I'd be like talking into my toothbrush.
These were formative years.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Opponent, lay down.
Well, it's during that scene where you have that editing mistake with the headset. That Sigourney.
I remember Dad pointed that out to us because there's when Sigourney is trying to talk to the Marines because Gorman's having a meltdown and he's like he can barely speak.
Yeah.
Fucking Gorman. And it cuts. It shows Sigourney Weaver, then it cuts to Gorman, and then it cuts back to her like a second later, and she's got a headset on. Like it goes from no headset to headset. So it's just like a tiny little mistake.
Apparently, Gorman, his character was so despised in general that apparently at the premiere, Paul Reiser's sister actually slapped him.
Why should you slap Paul Reiser? Like he was an asshole too.
That's so funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Was she like a child?
It doesn't say.
I don't know the difference between movies and real life.
But then Sigourney Weaver, apparently, whenever they were filming a character's death that day, she would give that actor a bouquet of flowers. You know, but she gave Paul Reiser dead flowers. Yeah,
hilarious.
Like, yeah, such a horrible
Fuck
character.
you, Paul Reiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gorman's trying to tell them to fall back to the ATV. He's talking to Apone, and then Apone gets taken out.
Yeah.
He also gets snatched from the ceiling, and then
Those
Gorman's
ceiling
just like,
snatchers.
he can't. He's having a meltdown.
Yeah.
So Ripley finally grabs the controls, starts driving the car
Drives
into
the
the hive.
Batmobile right through the wall.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like, what if she fucked up the car, and then they just
and they all crash and die? Yeah.
Jeez.
Then it's
But I
over.
mean, ballsy move.
Yeah.
Ballsy move. Yeah.
Hey man,
Feminism.
She made a choice. That's about it.
She's taking control.
Yeah. She made a fucking choice.
Yeah, so they're all getting their shit handed to them. They're trying to fall back, and at this moment, Drake is in the rear, and Vasquez technically indirectly kills him because she
because she shoots the alien. And
there's
then
an
the
alien coming up
sprays.
on his side, and he doesn't see it. But she shoots the alien, but all the acid sprays him.
in the face.
So
Kills
that's a little like
To be
survivor's
fair,
guilt.
yeah, but I mean, like, what
He
else
was dead either way.
Yeah, what else are you gonna do, right?
Yeah.
True.
But she's like, and then Hicks is grabbing her, and she's like, "No, Drake!" He's like, "He's gone. He's dead. We gotta go."
They're all dead.
And then the alien grabs the door. They're trying to shut the door,
Yeah.
and Hicks puts the shotgun in its mouth. Eat this. Oh, so
More
good.
acid.
So good.
Blam, acid. Yeah, then Hudson gets acid all over his arm.
That's
He's
right.
freaking out.
Yes.
And the soundtrack just kicks into high gear.
Yes, it
Oh my
does.
god.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just fucking jizzing my pants.
Such a good movie. Yeah,
Oh.
no, this movie is near perfect. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
So
They
fun.
drive him out, and like, Ripley, ease down, you're just grinding metal. So good. Fuck. Anyway, I feel like I've been like stealing the show here. Someone else talk.
No. I'm completely on board here. Because after this, then they go Then they go to the medic bay, and this is where everyone goes to relax, get some rest, and then this is when Burke fucks them over. This is when they take Newt to go have a nap,
This
right?
is, this is around that time. Yeah.
And then this is where they go to take a nap.
There's so much going on.
Relax.
Like, fuck.
Well, they go to reload, regroup everything.
Well, Hudson sees that Apone and Dietrich aren't dead.
Yeah.
Because they have all their vitals.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my god, Sergeant Dietrich aren't dead.
Yeah.
And then Vasquez is like, we gotta go back. And Hudson's like, screw that.
But they're just keeping them alive because they're now the.
Hudson says, let's just bug out and call it even. Like he's such a fucking prick too.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like he's just at first he's like at the beginning he's like so full of it. Like he's so like bravado, like macho.
Yeah.
And then he's just a
afraid
scared
of
little
cats,
fucking boy. Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of those lines were improvised too.
Yeah,
No
he's
way.
so good.
No
He's
way.
so good.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
My favorite line of his, I got written down here, is "Your dog meat, pal." That's my favorite line.
Your dog meat, pal.
Yeah.
Is that during his last stand?
I think so.
Game over, man. Game over.
Yeah, that famous game over. Like his voice cracks.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's so good.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Then
improvised.
what's it? They say they have what's it? Vasquez, I think, suggests rolling a bunch of nerve gas into the hive.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we're not even sure if that'll do anything. Like, we don't even know what kills these
Yeah,
guys.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what.
Yeah, it's like they're dealing with this completely unknown creature. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
And
And then this is when they say we take off and nuke the site from orbit.
yeah,
Only way to be sure.
Only way to be sure.
Then Burke's like, whoa, this is a multi-million-dollar building. We can't do that. And then they're like, fuck you, Burke.
The word "fuck" is used 25 times in the film.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
And
That's
18
awesome.
are spoken by Hudson.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. No
No
way.
doubt.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so then
That's
then there's a little brief struggle for chain of command because Gorman's got knocked out,
Yeah.
and he got knocked out during the fleeing from the thing. So he's out cold and with a head injury, and then they're like, well, who's in charge? And then Burke tries to take control because he's the company man. But
Yeah.
then they're like, but we're on a military mission right now.
Yeah.
So Hicks is in control because he's next in command.
Yeah.
And then we're like, Hicks, what should we do? And then he says, we nuke the site from orbit. The only way to be sure. Yeah.
The smartest thing any of them have said
Yeah,
so
yeah.
far in the film.
Exactly.
Yeah. and then they call Pharaoh. Like Pharaoh and Spunkmeyer are just chilling at the landing pad.
Yeah. Wait.
So like they don't even know what's happened.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So they're just sitting there like waiting to hear back.
Yeah.
And so then these guys who just lost like 10 dudes or something, they call to get picked up. And then I guess Spunkmeyer was just chilling outside for some reason. Pharaoh's in the driver's seat. She gets the call. She says, "Spunkmeyer, let's go." He comes in and then he trips and like puts his hand in some goo. And he says, "Wait a second." And she's like, "Hurry up." It's like, if only Pharaoh had listened to Spunkmeyer.
Yeah.
Or,
10
or
more
if
seconds.
they hadn't been sitting around with the door open.
Yeah,
exactly.
But they didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't know what the hell's going on. So an alien got on board, kills Spunkmeyer, and then it kills Pharaoh in the cockpit as she's flying up to pick up the dudes.
It's quite an explosion of blood and stuff.
Yeah. It's like a
Big time.
It looked like a blender went off.
yeah. Well, because they still really haven't shown like a complete alien. Really, they're still in the shadows, or they just show their faces. So yeah, the door opens and you just see its face, and she goes for her gun, and then you just see the outside of the cockpit, and you just see blood like splatter, like it's like a balloon just exploded.
A balloon of blood goes off in there.
Yeah.
And then the ship crashes in front of all the other guys who are just like, "Oh my god, we're fucked." Yeah, then game over, man. Yeah, and the crash did look a little fake. Because you can kind of tell when it's when they've been in like it's inserted in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Of course. Yeah.
so yeah, it did look a little fake. There's the little things.
Well, the 80s, man.
And this is your favorite line. They must have come out at night.
Yeah, mostly.
Because it's starting to get dark,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like we have to get inside.
Yeah.
So good. I don't know.
So
And
this is when,
you watched the extended version too, right?
Yeah.
yeah. So this is the sentry gun part. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the added scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the sentry guns. That was pretty sweet.
I thought that was in the original, the sentry guns.
No. I can't.
No, because I haven't seen the extended version and I don't remember anything about sentry guns.
Okay.
So,
I could
yeah.
have sworn it was a part of the original.
No.
Like maybe they mention them, but maybe they don't show it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Maybe they just talk about them. Yeah.
Because when they're doing like we salvaged a few things from the crash, and they're like we got some ammo, we got this, and he's like, but the best thing we found is these 4 sentry guns. They're undamaged, like they work perfectly. We got to set these up. Yeah, then they're talking about how to secure their location basically. So they're putting up barricades and sealing all the doors and stuff around this little area, which is basically the med bay. Yeah. And then they're like, okay, we'll do these, and then Ripley and Hicks are kind of getting flirty at this point because like Hicks is impressed by how like well she's handling everything, and she's saying like, oh, we got to seal this, put the sentries here, and she's like, and he's like, all right, this chick's badass.
She knows.
Yeah.
She knows her shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, those sentry guns. That's crazy how they only have $500, 500 bullets each.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many aliens then.
Yeah, like I wonder what like the body count was like for how many
I know
aliens.
they don't show. Yeah. But
There must have been a giant hole in the floor after you.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
they just-
These corridors are not
everybody
usable
just-
anymore.
yeah. There's holes everywhere.
Yeah.
Which is acid.
The aliens start trying to get into their little sealed off area, and so they try the first corridor with the 2 sentry guns, and the sentry guns run out of bullets, and so like, oh fuck, okay, and then they hear them banging on the door, but they don't get in.
Here it is, special edition, 17 minutes of extra scenes.
Yeah.
Ripley discussing the daughter with Burke.
Yeah.
Ripley demoted by the board.
Yeah.
Newt's parents. Tour through the Sulaco prior to the Marines waking up. Hudson,
There's extra scenes of just the camera panning around the Sulaco.
Hudson bragging about his weapons. Ripley hesitating before she enters the colony. Robot sentry guns repelling 2 alien raids.
Mm-hmm.
The talk about the alien leader as the source of the eggs.
Yeah.
Exchanging first names with Ripley and Hicks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Dwayne.
Ellen. Yeah.
I was like, guys, later.
Yeah.
Flirt later.
Save it for the extended version.
Yeah. There's too much going on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. Like even because the first hour is all set up, but it's not like you're not like bored or anything.
No.
And then when
The
it kicks
pacing's
into
so
high
good.
gear, there's just like so much happening, and it's so
crazy.
good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Overwhelming.
Wait, no, there's Like Hudson, like just chews the scenery, steals the show.
Of course,
like,
yeah.
oh, it's so good.
Real fucking.
And then
He
yeah,
took a small
'cause-
part and made it lasting. Yeah.
and he's flipping out. Like he's stressed.
Oh, yeah.
And he's borderline having a mental breakdown.
Right, you kind of wonder at this point how he made it this far in the Marines in the first
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, no kidding. But I guess they've just never come up against something like this, right?
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
So he's like freaking the fuck out, and then Ripley says this little girl survived because they say that they can't expect to pick up for 17 days once they don't check back in or something.
Yeah.
And he's like 17 days. We're not gonna last 17 hours. This fucking place. And then Ripley's like, this little girl survived, and he's like, well, put her in charge, man. it's so
I
cute.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
We hide in the garbage.
Yeah.
Actually, that is a long time to wait for contact from
Fuck
Yeah.
a military group. It's like 17 days.
Well, I guess it's 17 days for pickup.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so it would take them like they don't check in for maybe 3 days, and it takes 2 weeks or something for them to get there. Like,
It's still a long time
Yeah.
to wait.
Jesus,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
holy shit.
The worst scene of this whole movie, and the hardest scene for me to watch, is when they put Bishop in the fucking
Oh
tube.
no!
Yes!
He has
In
to
the
crawl,
fucking tube.
and he crawls like a worm. Like
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
literally just like moves his
so
shoulders.
claustrophobic.
Exactly,
Yeah, yeah.
like, that's
I
what
would
gets me.
freak the fuck out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Like I'm
And-
not generally claustrophobic.
Me neither,
But
but-
that is like so. It was such a tight little.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
My
Yeah.
whole life that scene has always bothered me
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they seal it. They weld him
Yeah,
in.
They
and it's
weld
like,
him into the thing,
Yeah.
and
He's
But
like,
you have no choice.
See you
have
later.
to.
Yeah. He's so
But-
calm about
a
it.
40-minute crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
40
but he's an
fucking minutes.
android, so he's not getting tired.
No,
If
no.
anybody else would be
And he's
like,
not scared of it.
exhausted
Yeah.
and stuck in there.
Yeah.
You know, after
Yeah,
10
when
minutes.
he volunteers to go out, because they have to, in order to send the signal, the distress signal, they have to manually adjust the satellite dish because it was damaged or something.
Yeah.
And so then like who's gonna do it? Then he volunteers, like the android volunteers, and then Hudson's like, yeah, let's send Bishop out there. That's a good suggestion, man. Like, and he's like, well, I might be an android, but I'm not. It's already artificial, but I'm not stupid. Like,
Makes sense.
But yeah, he's not scared, so he goes out.
That scene.
Yeah, he crawls through this fucking like pipe that is like
It's just large enough
It's
for
so
his,
tiny,
his
yeah.
shoulders. That's it. And then like that's how
Yeah.
he wiggles. Yeah,
it's like
his
God,
moving shoulders. Oof.
A 40-minute
couldn't-
wiggle.
I couldn't do
Oh
that.
my God.
40-minute wiggle.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
That's,
40
uh,
minutes, man.
yeah.
wiggle.
Yeah.
impossible.
And then at one point Hudson says, "Okay, yeah, I think this is after the second sentry guns, because they have a second thing where the aliens come down the other hallway, and then the sentry guns are going off, and they show like little clips. They mostly just show the guns shooting, but they'll show little clips of explosions, like of the aliens exploding and stuff, but little brief like flashes of that, and." Then the last gun, the other gun runs out, and then the last gun has 10 bullets left.
Yes.
And then then they stop, and he's like, "Oh man, they fell back." And he's like, "Yeah, but like if one of them comes down that corridor, it's running out of bullets." And he's like, "But they don't know that. Like they're smart, but they don't know how many bullets these things have."
Yeah.
And then Hudson's like, "Maybe we got them demoralized, man." He's like, "Shut up, Hudson."
Oh my god.
Yeah, they Vasquez says,
He-
"Shut up."
He really does have the best lines.
Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
shit. That's so fucking good.
So good.
So wait, was the face hugger nap scene before this then? Yeah. It had
No, it's
to be.
coming up.
Oh, it's coming up. Oh, okay.
I think it's right after this because this is where Hicks and Ripley do their suicide pact.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
because she
okay.
says to him, if it comes down to it, like I want you to kill me.
Yeah.
Before I don't want this shit happening to me, like
Yeah,
the chest burster.
face
And then he's like, if it comes down to it, I'll do us both. And so then he starts teaching her about the guns.
Yes. Okay.
So
That's
they
where
have their like sexy tennis lesson
Yes,
kind of scene.
yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then he gives her the little bracelet that has
The locator.
Yeah, it's got a locator on it, which comes in later again. Yeah, all these things come in later. Like it's so good.
Very well written. Yeah,
Yeah.
it really was.
And James Cameron did the he was the
Yeah, he wrote
screenwriter.
it.
Yeah. And this is the scene where because Newt she put Newt to sleep, and then she was talking with Hicks and stuff, and then he's like, hey, it's probably been 24 hours since you got any sleep, like you should go get some rest. So she goes to nap with Newt, and then they have a little heart-to-heart moment where
She finds her under the bunk.
yeah
Sleeping on
but
the floor.
Yeah, but, like when she's putting her to sleep earlier, they have a brief talk, and I guess I'm not sure if the whole scene, because she talks about her daughter. She said, like, I had a daughter, she's gone now. And she's like, that means she's dead. And she's like, yes. Like, and yeah, they have like a little kind of tender moment, you know. And then she gives her the bracelet, the little locator. Yeah. And she talks about how she's having nightmares and stuff. She's like, it's okay, you know. Yeah, and then she finds her under the bunk when she goes back there. So they cuddle up under the bunk. Yeah. And they're sleeping.
But she puts her gun on top of the bed. So So when she wakes up, though, so Burke he hid it?
So what happened, I guess, while she was sleeping, Burke came into the room with the two live facehuggers.
Set them free.
In their little test tubes or whatever. And he drops them on the floor. Well, he took the gun, drops those things on the floor, and I guess just got the fuck out and and locked the door behind him. Yeah. So she wakes up because she hears
that's why
like clattering around.
Yeah.
So Ripley wakes up,
reaches for the gun,
sees those things rolling around on the floor. So she knows that these facehuggers are free. And then she reaches over on top of the bunk for the gun. It's gone. And she's like, oh shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Then all shit hits the fan.
And that's when Paul Reiser got the slap.
Yeah.
That was such a good scene, though. The tension, oh my god, that was really good. Yeah.
Like the whole movie is made up of all these like super effective like scenes like this. Yeah.
Why didn't this guy direct Batman vs Superman?
Yes, exactly. Yes, honestly, something. Anyone. I just hate that Zack Snyder. They're letting Zack Snyder make all those movies.
Mike just watched Batman vs Superman, so like this is like
I tried to like it, guys. I tried to like it.
I know. I wanted to.
It was a mess. Anyway.
Anyways, the scene in Red looked so badass. That was really cool. I love that.
It's so she's trying to open the door, can't open the door. She sees her gun sitting on the table right outside the door. She's like, fuck. Trying to break the window. Can't break the window.
Trying to get their attention through the camera.
There's the camera.
Burke turns it.
Yeah. Burke turns it off.
Burke almost got away with it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Burke.
Yeah.
But mad about money.
Mad about money.
So so she's waving at the camera, the security camera. It cuts to the whatchamacallit. What do they call
the room?
Operations? Yeah. It cuts to the operations room, and Burke just turns the camera off as he's talking with the other two. They don't even notice. And then so nothing's happening. Ripley's freaking out. Newt's freaking out. They're trying to like stay against the wall. And then she realizes she can. Thank God for smoking.
Yeah.
Because she has a lighter.
Yeah.
It saves her life.
Yeah. True
Yeah.
enough.
If it wasn't for the fact that she smoked.
True enough.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, having a lighter is really handy in lots of circumstances.
It's true.
Yeah. So she puts the lighter up against the fire smoke detector or whatever. It sets off the sprinkler system. Everything goes red.
Yes.
And it's all like water everywhere, and then they're like, "Oh shit, the smoke alarm's going off or whatever. The sprinkler system's going off. There's a fire in the medic bay." And then they rush there, and they see. At that point, one of them jumps on her, and it's strangling her. Mm-hmm. And then they see, like, the guys see what's happening, and what's his face shoots out the window, dives in,
saves the day.
They wrestle. They wrestle the thing off of Ripley. They manage to grab it and shoot it. Oh yeah, and then and Hudson gets the one that's after Newt, and just so good, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then of course everyone flips out on
Burke.
On Burke. Yeah.
You dog me, pal.
Yeah, that's where he does it.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, if I was in that circumstance and it was revealed that Burke did this, I would have just capped his ass right
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
That's what they were going to do. Yeah. And they were about to do that, and then
that's right. And
then the perimeter gets breached.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shit hits the fan.
So basically, Burke was temporarily saved by the aliens breaching the perimeter. Yeah. Because they. Let's see.
Oh yeah, because then so then this happens and the aliens attack them again, and then he runs away and he locks the door behind him.
Yeah.
Trying to again kill them, and then the alien finally kills Burke.
Yeah. Because they're trying to run away, and Burke is in the lead, and he shuts the door behind him. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So then they're kind of fucked.
Fucking Burke.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
God, that guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
But then
he really is. Yeah.
Then he gets his comeuppance. The alien, one of the aliens gets into that room and kills him.
Thank God.
And like, because I was wondering, like, because I hadn't watched this in a while, so I was like, oh, how was he going to get away with it? And then Ripley was kind of saying the only way he could have got away with it was if he sabotaged everyone's pods while we were on our way back. So that everyone, he basically was going to murder everyone except for Newt and Ripley, and then just sneak them in with because he wants the alien embryos inside of them. Yeah. Which is a pretty dicey move there, man. Like like that thing, like who knows when it's gonna fucking hatch? You know, Jesus Christ.
Well, also that is a fairly nefarious plan for this company man who's basically just on was that did he know this going in? Was it the plan all along?
His whole plan was he knew that he just couldn't bring the facehugger, so he was like the best thing to do is
and to add motivation, right before that happens, before the nap scene and the facehuggers, Ripley tells him that she knows that he sent the order for Newt's family to go to the ship.
That's right.
Yeah. He knew that there was stuff out there.
That's right.
And she's like, why didn't you warn them? Like, you wanted them to get impregnated and blah, blah, blah. Like, this is all your fault, basically.
Yeah.
So you're done. Like, when we get home, I'm telling everyone what happened. Yeah. So that's like, he's got nothing to lose at this point, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's like, well, I have to kill everyone and impregnate these chicks.
Yeah.
And then bring them back so that I can, like, get money from the... Because, the weapons industry wants these creatures, basically.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
It's the perfect weapon.
Yeah, they are.
The perfect killer. Much better than Velociraptors.
Yes.
Oh
my god, come on.
But not by much.
Whatever, man.
Apparently there's the scene when Newt is in the duct. It says here that Carrie Henn kept deliberately messing up her scenes so she could slide down the vent.
Oh, really? Well, she was like 8.
Because it's like a 3-story tall slide, And then awesome. James Cameron was like, okay, fine, you can do it as much as you want after...
Yeah, just get this right.
That's
hilarious. It's such a kid thing to do.
That is really funny.
But yeah, so that adds like another layer because like he was like, I have nothing to lose now.
Yeah,
right? So,
exactly.
Okay. This is his motivation for actually doing that shit.
Yes. I forgot. And this is where everyone dies now.
This is like the last stand.
This is it.
And it's also funny. I made a note about how after Gorman wakes up, he doesn't even try to take command.
No.
Even though he's the officer.
Well, he already knows that he.
Yeah, he's like I fucked up.
Yeah.
So
somebody else did.
He follows Hicks' orders the whole time.
I'm wearing a bandage. I'm done. Yeah.
I've got brain damage.
It's that classic split between the officer class and the
the grunts.
Yeah,
and then there's that point where Burke, he's like, he's just a grunt. Yeah.
That's right,
no offense. None taken.
Yeah.
But, so Gorman just follows Hicks' orders the whole time, And then they have, the famous motion tracker scene. Oh, man, it's so good. Where they're sealing the door. Yeah. He's like, 7 meters.
6 meters.
6 meters.
That means they're in the room.
Yeah, 5 meters. You're like, that's in the room. You're reading it wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not reading this wrong, man.
Yeah.
And then, then
awesome.
Hicks looks up into the air duct and just
then you see
opens it a crack and you see all these fucking bugs just crawling through. Oh my god.
That was creepy.
So good.
Well done.
Yeah.
Shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Hudson, he gets redeemed. He gets redemption.
Mm-hmm.
He spent the whole time being a little bitch, and now he finally makes his last stand. He becomes a hero. He takes out a ton of aliens.
Gives them some time.
Come on, motherfucker!
Yeah.
Come on! You want this? You want some of this?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was so good. He's so fucking good in this movie.
So
he stole
awesome.
the show. Yeah, he really did. Yeah.
He's just wasting them left and right, but then he gets taken down.
Vasquez and Gorman in the air duct.
Yeah. Then
That was
there's
a really
Gorman's
good scene.
redemption.
Yeah.
Gorman also has his redemption scene.
I always hated you, Gorman.
Yeah. No, it's just...
you always were an asshole?
You always were an asshole.
You always were an asshole, Gorman. They blow themselves up. Yeah. Yeah, and then, Paul Reiser, goodbye, mad about you. Newt, so they get out because with Newt's, like, secret path, because she's got her little, like, air duct paths that she uses. So, then Vasquez is holding up the rear. She's taking out these aliens. One of them gets the drop on her. Literally, it drops down from the... Anyway.
Yeah.
Gorman goes back to get her, and he's like, he tells Hicks, just go. Because it's his last command. And then he finds Vasquez, and they blow themselves up. And he always was an asshole, but he gets redemption.
Yep.
And then the explosion, and this is another thing, like things leading to like actions, consequences. The explosion rocks the ducks, and then that makes Newt fall down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because she's like climbing on that thing,
Yeah.
but then it explodes. She gets knocked off, and then she falls. And Ripley tries to grab her. She slides down into this this like water sewer kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is a really creepy scene as well.
This was so crazy.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, the water. Oh, and James Cameron, he's really good at finding all the scary places to like find an alien. Like all the scary rooms. He's really good at that. Yeah, yeah. All the creepiest places.
Well,
possible.
apparently one of the places they used was a decommissioned coal-fired power plant.
Oh, for the structure.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, in London.
Because it's a terraforming structure.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever said that. Yeah, because they're trying to they made the air breathable. And yeah, it's this huge thing for Wayland Yutani Corporation is that's like their big business is terraforming.
Terraforming plants, man. Takes a long time.
Yeah, it takes years and years,
It's
like
decades.
decades. Yeah,
Decades.
Yeah. So I guess for those 20 years the colonists have been there, they made the air all breathable and shit. But and like I don't know, I found this scene really creepy because that's one of my like creepiest scenarios I can think of is being in water and just not knowing what's around you.
Yeah.
You know, and like something creepy is
You can't
happening.
see.
Yeah.
There's a phobia specifically of that.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
It's like just like being in water, like maybe treading water, not like the water isn't see through, like it's like murky water, can't see shore. Maybe there's like fog
I
everywhere.
hate that. I actually hate that.
Yeah. And then like you feel something big just brush by your foot. I would just be like, just kill me now, like eat me.
What
are you waiting for?
Bathophobia is the fear of depths.
Well, not really depths. It's just like that specific scenario is like not
Fear
knowing.
of being in water where you can't see what's going on.
Thalassophobia is fear of the sea.
Oh yeah.
And megahydrothalassophobia is fear of large things in the water.
No, that's okay. I guess.
That's
Yeah.
what it
There
is.
you go.
That's what it is.
That kind of freaks me out. Yeah. Just something huge.
Thanks,
like,
Reddit.
Anyway, so she's Hicks because they have the tracker on her. So Hicks and Ripley run down to they find her under a grate, like in the little sewer area, and Hicks is trying to cut through with the
Pause the torch or whatever.
Yeah, the torch, and they're like, hold on, and then an alien just like kind of slowly creeps out of the water behind her, grabs her, and then all they find is the little doll head floating in the water, and Ripley's like, no, and she's lost her second daughter, you know.
Losing her goddamn mind.
Yeah.
Losing your kids, Ripley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pay attention to those goddamn kids, Ripley. So then we get to the ending, right?
This
and
is
then
the kind of the final sequence.
Yes,
the final,
because it goes to the queen, and so we find her.
the denouement.
Yeah.
Where it's revealed. Well, earlier it was revealed that the crash from the ship, the drop ship, had damaged the structure so much that it was going to have a core meltdown, and then they had 4 hours to get the fuck out. Yeah, so Bishop is it wasn't the distress signal. It was the remote piloting the other ship on the Sulaco.
Yeah.
Because there were 2 drop ships. Yeah, they crashed one. The other one's on the ship in orbit. I also noticed the Sulaco looks like a giant gun, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a Halo ship.
Yeah, it was very apt. So Bishop is out there with a big satellite dish, remote piloting the ship to come get them, and so they show up. Hicks and Ripley show up. Yeah, they're the only ones left. Yeah. They show up, and there's the scene on the elevator where he's like, "Come on!"
Yeah.
And then he shoots the alien, and then he gets the acid all over his face.
Yeah.
So Hicks is like, he's kind of down for the count. Ripley's like half carrying
I
him.
have to admit that scene constantly replays in my mind whenever I'm in an elevator.
Yeah.
You get that feeling because it's been done in other films now, where people will be like hitting the button like crazy, waiting for it's a trope now. Waiting for the elevator to close.
Still pretty fresh at that point, I guess. So they show up and then like, Bishop, how much time do we have?
26 minutes.
Because the ship has arrived. It's all good. He's like, we got plenty of time. 26 minutes. She's like, we're not leaving. We're not.
Gotta go get neat.
So she drops off Hicks. They patch him up a bit.
As if he didn't go fight with them though. I was so blown away by that.
What?
That Hicks couldn't get up. Like I don't know.
He's got all these burns on his face, man. Like he was in so much pain that Bishop had to put him under.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because like he's knocked out, and he's like I had to give him like a shot of something. He was in so much pain. Because he like his eyeballs like fucking acid in it. That's insane.
It's hard to concentrate with
Yeah.
eyeballs.
Sure.
Apparently, the countdown at the end of the film, though, actually 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Really?
it's really accurate.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, crazy. Well,
Because I was
movies do that, you know.
yeah,
Like,
I was noting the time, and if anything, I think it was a bit fast.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like instead, usually it's slower. Like like 9 seconds is a minute or something. But
no, they keep it real.
crazy. That's
yeah.
awesome.
So duct tape saves the day. Ripley duct tapes together a rifle
go.
and a rocket launcher and a flamethrower.
Yep.
That's the way to do it.
That's what we do, right? That's it.
And yeah, then I used to know this little thing by heart as well. Attention, emergency! All personnel must evacuate immediately. You now have 15 minutes to reach minimum safe distance.
Oh, that's so funny.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and so when she starts her her little mission to go rescue Newt, it's 15 minutes. And this is when they have the extra scene of like Dwayne, Ellen. And I'm like, guys, you're on a timeline
Yeah,
here.
exactly. There is not enough time for that.
Flirt later.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, Dwayne, that's a shitty name.
Yeah, no, it's crazy to me that
This episode is also offensive to Dwayne.
Sorry,
so
Dwayne.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, like that's crazy that The Rock's name is Dwayne.
Dwayne,
Exactly, yeah.
yeah.
He's like one of the most famous
I
actors
think
in the
of
world
like
right
some redneck
now. Dwayne. Yeah.
guy who works at a gas station or something. Not that there's anything wrong with working at a gas station.
But apparently there is, according to Phil. You heard it here first.
Sorry, everybody.
That's too funny. Okay, so yeah, and then this is where she hits the fan. Turns out that the Queen Alien is just a vengeful bitch like Ripley. That's about it.
Yeah, there are all these parallels. You know, like
that's about it. Yeah.
she's a mother. She's a mother.
I
Like,
mean, she destroyed all those eggs.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good scene.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah, there's a
everything on fire.
there's a fake out with where she finds the bracelet. Like, cause she's running through this hive, which is very dangerous, of course. But she's just like torching everything in front of her, because she's on a fucking timeline here. So she's got to clear the way with the torch, and just runs through everything. And then she finds the location, the tracker, but it fell off, I guess. So she's like, ah! But then I guess like down the hallway, the egg opens in front of Newt, and Newt wakes up and starts screaming. So she hears her screaming. She runs and finds her. She blows up the face hugger, and then she grabs Newt.
Book it for the elevator.
Booking it for the elevator.
They used a dummy for Newt being carried around most of the time.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
makes sense.
that'd get heavy after it's a
Yeah.
8-year-old.
Fucking
Like,
yeah.
That is heavy. But apparently the Queen puppet was too big to fit into the elevator,
Oh really?
so they actually had to like take the
Well, that
back
thing's
off
fucking
the elevator.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The
The Queen is fucking huge.
yeah. Because she.
Watching her detach from the egg laying mechanism
Yeah.
was kind of cool.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like another thing. Like, would she have been able to detach herself if Ripley hadn't blown up half the room? Like, because she blows up the big egg sack, right?
Yeah.
So maybe actions, consequences, right? Like, she thought she was like, yeah, fuck this shit, but then maybe that actually made it easier for the Queen to like
To
rip
get
off her own butthole.
True.
Yeah.
Because the Queen didn't know that they're gonna be nuked right away. She
No.
could have just
Yeah.
she just walked away and left the Queen there.
But like, how smart are these aliens? Because they are smart, but like, because the Queen figures out how to use an elevator.
Yeah.
It's like raptors opening doors. Like, it's fucking crazy. Cause like it was almost a little comical when like the elevator goes ding and the Queen's just like, huh. But
Light bulb moment.
yeah. So yeah, Ripley's because she threw down a bunch of flares to find her way back, but then I guess she makes a wrong turn and then she ends up in the egg chamber. Yeah, slow turnaround, huge Queen alien just sitting there with this big fucking egg sack on her ass.
Took like 12 people to animate that puppet or something.
Yeah.
Really? That's
It's
crazy.
got like so many arms and
Yeah.
shit and like
True.
yeah, and this is like maybe the first like complete full thing we've seen.
It's also the first Queen you've ever seen.
yeah. But and there's that awesome scene of communication where Ripley like shows off the flamethrower and then she points it at the eggs.
Yes, that was my favorite thing.
Yeah.
And then like she gets the two aliens just back off.
Yeah.
I was like,
because
these fucking awesome.
These two drones start coming in from both sides, but then Ripley like threatens the eggs. Yeah. She like shows the Queen that she's threatening the eggs, and the Queen just like looks at both the drones and they back off.
Yes, I love
that.
That's
so cool.
I love that. Yeah.
Just the silent communication there. You know, she's like, okay, you know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. And then she does it anyway.
Yeah, and she does it anyways.
Ripley.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That wasn't part of the deal. So yeah, she just starts blowing up all the eggs. The Queen freaks out. She shoots the drones that are coming at her.
That bitch.
And then I put mum fight in a Walmart.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
They only made 6 alien costumes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
I guess like the scene where you see the most is probably when they're crawling in the air duct.
Yeah.
And yeah, like maybe 6. Yeah. But it just looks like there's a ton of them.
Yeah,
like,
it does. Wow, crazy. Wow.
But
Very interesting.
do aliens don't breathe air, right?
No. Right?
So how do they make the hissing noise? Yeah.
Maybe they
'Cause-
just like have a. I don't know.
Because the Queen survives on the outside of the ship in space because she clings to it, so she doesn't need to breathe. But yeah, they make a hissing noise. Yeah,
They do. Very strange. Never thought about that. Very smart. Good
I don't know.
point.
Yeah.
Lance Henriksen is still creepy, even when he's a good guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he has a weird look.
does.
He's got one of those faces
Yeah.
that just makes you.
He looks like Christopher Lloyd from Dennis the Menace.
Oh my god.
He's just
like
oh
homeless
my God.
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah. He just always looks like that.
He said that if this movie didn't turn out well, he was going to quit acting.
Oh my god.
Who, Lance?
Yeah.
No way.
Made a
Crazy.
good bet.
Oh, and here's another
Good for him, man.
interesting tidbit. During the production of Aliens, Full Metal Jacket was also being shot nearby.
Oh no shit.
So the crews of each movie would hang out and party.
No fucking
That's
way.
so-
What? That is so.
Well, I thought so they came out at the same time.
Well, apparently it was being shot at a
Yeah,
nearby
86.
location.
Yeah,
Was it
86.
86?
Yeah.
I thought it would have been earlier because I
Just-
thought they got
yeah.
influence from it, but no.
No,
I
That's
guess,
crazy.
Full Metal Jacket came out the following year, but they were shooting at the same
wow.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, I forgot. I thought it was earlier.
Crazy.
There you
That's
go.
such a weird, like, kind of parallel thinking
Yeah,
kind of
That's
thing.
super
Yeah,
weird,
yeah. They're very similar, like with the marine aspect. Yeah. Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah, Ripley's running away. The Queen rips her own butthole off to run after Ripley
Yeah, just kill that bitch.
for revenge.
Yeah.
She gets to the elevator. She goes up. The Queen gets the other elevator. Goes up. Ripley gets to the top. The ship isn't there anymore, and she's like, "Fuck you, Bishop." But then Bishop,
Shows up.
last minute rescue.
Shows up.
That's
gets
also
ripped in
a
half,
trope,
only
yeah.
to get ripped in half.
Yeah.
And then there's milk everywhere. Fucking Bishop.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Apparently got sick because he was lactose intolerant.
No shit.
No way.
Yeah.
His
Crazy.
devotion to his craft.
Wow.
Yeah, Bishop said he had to leave the platform because it was getting too unstable, but he swooped back in the last minute. It was very tense. They jump on the ship. It's very dramatic. They fly away. They get hung up briefly on some debris, and I think that's when the Queen jumps on. You don't see it, though. It's revealed later. Yeah, they get to the Sulaco. Everything seems hunky-dory. Beachy keen. And then Ripley and Bishop are kind of having a moment. You know, they're like... Because she had issues with androids,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
In the first movie, she has a problem with the android. Understandably.
I mean,
tries to kill her.
Really, every alien movie has an android problem.
Yeah.
Like
this is the one with the best android. Like, yeah.
The good one.
Yeah. But, so, yeah, then the Queen climbs down off the ship and rips Bishop in half. And the blood of an android is all milk. I guess it's like hydraulic fluid or some shit. It's just, it's not really milk, but it's, yeah. They used milk.
It's
Some milk
It looks
for-
gross. Yeah.
And we have a power loader scene,
Yeah.
which
Get away from her, you.
Oh, I
bitch.
wrote checkmate Bishop when he got ripped in half.
Oh.
Hey-o.
no, it's a double entendre.
Yeah, kind of, man. Then power load a bitch, and then I drew a little picture of a dick jizzing.
Speaking of dicks, apparently the crew played a joke on Sigourney Weaver by putting like an inflatable balloon behind her butt on the power loader,
Oh, that's
so that she thought the person
That's assault.
operating the power loader was getting a boner during filming. Because they would.
Oh,
they would-
because there's a guy behind
yeah,
her.
there was a guy behind
Oh,
her.
that's hilarious.
So they were. so
She's
apparently,
like, oh,
yeah,
this is for
what?
my craft.
That's not my gun.
Jesus Christ. Nowadays, that would be some Harvey Weinstein shit. Right? Anyway.
Anyways.
So yeah, they have the Bishop is basically just like laying on the floor, ripped in half. Newt is hiding under the floorboards. Ripley locked herself in a room, as she does. Yeah, the Queen is like tearing up the floorboards trying to get to Newt because she can't get to Ripley. Then Ripley comes out in the fucking power loader. Yep. Technology versus nature,
inspiring multiple generations of Halloween costume makers.
Oh yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have done that with like Ayla, like had
I
a little baby carrier.
I saw that. Yeah, people have done that. Put a baby carrier on the front, power loader costume. Beautifully done.
Yeah. Well, I used to do that with like Olivia sometimes, where I'd basically be her like power loader.
Yeah,
you know, like she'd stand on my feet, and I'd just be like,
it works.
Yeah. But yeah, so then Ripley does the same old, blows it out of the goddamn airlock.
Yep, of course. That's what
Ripley works every time.
Out of the airlock.
Yeah. Like every movie ends with it getting blown out of the fucking airlock.
Yeah.
It's an effective way to get rid of your enemy.
But yeah, would. So yeah, she's holding on. She crashes. She tackles the Queen and crashes down into the bottom of the airlock. The Queen is pinned by the power loader. She gets out of the power loader
and climbs up.
She climbs up and then it grabs her foot. But she opens the airlock and it's sucking all the air out. Like, would the air be instantly gone? Like, how would that work?
You have to hold your breath.
Yeah.
You'd have to hold your breath for the entire scene.
That whole room would be empty of air.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it would. Depending how big the room is, depends how long it takes for the air to.
Yeah, but opening that big of a door,
it would happen pretty quickly.
It would probably be
depressurization would happen pretty quickly.
So even with the door shut again, you wouldn't have any air in that room.
You might be able to take a breath. That's about it.
You
know what I mean? Like, I don't think it'd be that long.
You might have I don't know. I'm no space scientist.
We're stretching the realism.
Maybe opening that door gives you 10 seconds before the air's all gone.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. And also, like, would her arm be physically able to withstand the vacuum of space, like, or would it just rip off, like?
Well, she's got a alien queen hanging on to her.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
So that's the biggest concern right there.
Yeah.
Like, how heavy is the alien queen? Right?
That thing probably weighs a fucking ton.
Making your mama jokes to the aliens next time. Well, according to the script, Vasquez and Drake spent a tough childhood together in a Hispanic slum.
No!
Cool. No wonder she was so heartbroken.
They were in juvie together before the Marines recruited them.
Oh.
Man, that makes it hurt all the more.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, so yeah, now we have reached the end, and the alien queen gets blown out of the airlock. Ripley crawls back in, shuts the door. Poor Bishop gets thrown around from the depressurization, but
he survives though. Right?
He manages to save Newt because Newt is getting pulled out.
Yes, that's right.
And he grabs her hand.
A noble android indeed.
And I think when all is settling down, I think Newt calls her mommy. Is that what she said? Yeah, right at the end. Yeah. It was kind of hard to hear, but I was like, oh, did she say mommy? Like, it all comes full circle.
And they get in their pods,
yeah,
and then they
everyone goes back to sleep.
And then they die unnecessarily.
And then, they have that scene where Newt says, like, can I dream? And then she says, we both can.
No, because you're going to die before the next film.
Spoiler alert. Bitch.
Unnecessarily.
Yep.
Ruined the whole thing.
Unfair.
Yeah, like I said before, I think the third movie is not as bad as everyone says. Yeah, like I didn't think it was that bad, and although it was a shitty move to kill off Hicks and Newt before the movie even starts. Yeah. I would say it was a bold filmmaking choice.
True, although it's just it's frustrating because you
build up these characters.
You come out of the second one loving these characters. Yeah. And knowing what they survived,
and having this
barely survived
this complete story arc with Ripley and her motherhood and
all that, all
but it's all just jettisoned.
And then and I mean these guys are the only people that made it off that goddamn planet.
Yeah,
and then they die in crab sleep.
Yeah, it's kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah. It totally is.
But it was like one of David Fincher's first fucking movies or something, and he made a bold choice, and I'm not gonna hold that against them.
Nope, can't do it, won't do it.
And it kind of goes the third one kind of goes back to a bit of the first vibe where they don't really have weapons. It's kind of like a
they're in jail.
Yeah, it's a prison planet.
Yeah, so they got nothing.
But yeah, I kind of like that where like they have scissors and stuff like
Yeah.
It's like I gotta fight this thing with fucking scissors.
He's got a prison chain.
Yeah.
Because there's only one alien in part 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. They're back to one.
Um,
It's the dog alien.
It's a dog.
Yeah. That's when they kind of introduce like how aliens can have different forms based on whatever
Based on their host.
it is. Yeah, 'cause the dog is. Well, we could talk about that one forever too.
Yeah.
How long have we been talking for? Jesus Christ! Hour 45 almost.
Perfect.
Yeah, not bad.
It up. There you go.
Yeah, that was. I think.
Perfect timing.
So I I could talk about this movie forever. And I'm sorry, guys. I feel like I was talking
No,
a
don't.
lot.
No,
That's kept us on pace.
Yeah.
If you hadn't been doing that, then we would
Jesus.
have been like off on who knows how many times.
Oh man, I just love this movie.
Yeah.
God damn it.
This is an amazing movie.
Basically, so good, so
Yeah.
fucking.
What did it get on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb?
Oh shit.
This must be
I
like
don't know.
pretty high up there, really, or no?
I think
Excuse
IMDb
me,
was like
I'm
8.4, which I thought was kind of low. Like
Yeah.
I would give this movie like a 9 at least.
Me
Like,
too.
IMDb 8.4, Metacritic 86, Rotten Tomatoes 98.
Wow, 98. Well, yeah, but that's just positive reviews. Yeah.
Very
Like I would give this movie like a 9.5 or some shit, or like
That's crazy.
so close.
Alien
to
Part 1
perfect.
got 8.5 on IMDb.
Yeah, better. I would put this one above the first one, just
Oh,
because
is it?
Yeah,
I
me
didn't
too.
watch I watched this one first, and it was.
Yeah, 8.4. Weird, yeah.
I don't know, this one captured my imagination more as a child, with like the action figures and the. And the first one's kind of slow for a kid, yeah.
I never did see Alien Covenant yet. I'll have to look that up.
It was better than
It was good.
Prometheus, I would say.
It was, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
really good.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I hated two things about it, but that's about it. This movie won 2 Oscars.
Sigourney
James Cameron.
Weaver
Oh, yeah.
was nominated for Best Actress.
That's what Thor said
For this
I'd
one,
say.
or
Yeah,
for
for
the
part-
first one, or
Uh,
for both.
I think it was.
For part
I think
one.
it said this one.
I thought it was part one, but maybe
Never
it's both.
mind. Oscar, yeah, Best Actress in a Leading Role.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver.
She was
And
nominated?
She was
Did she
nominated for
win?
this movie.
First
Wow.
ever nomination for an actress in an
In
action
a sci-fi.
movie. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
because sci-fi movies are
CG.
usually like not. They're kind of viewed as silly.
Yeah.
The Academy prefers their
Serious,
their
like biopics and their
yeah.
historical.
Well, The Shape of
movies.
Water is the first one that it's like a sci-fi fantasy movie
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
ever won Best Picture.
So those are usually considered like lower than like these dramas
Yeah.
and like like.
Yeah.
your,
But
uh,
Aliens won 2 Oscars? I'm happy. I'm so happy. That makes me happy.
What was it?
It's a good movie,
for
man.
effects, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. But still, who cares? I'm just happy that it
But
won
was the first one
Who's
nominated for best actress?
Best
I
Effects and Best Effects Editing and Visual Effects.
There's a note here saying that when the Fox execs saw an early cut of the film, they complained to one of the producers that it looked like all the money had gone to sets rather than special effects, and then the producer was like, guess what, guys? The majority of this is all miniatures and optical effects, and apparently the artists were just like super psyched that it was unrecognizable as special effects. They thought it was full sets,
He's like, why did you build these massive sets?
Yeah. They're like, no.
It's like these are paintings.
This
It's like,
is
all
and
special
miniatures.
effects
It's
and
like
stuff,
And Alien Part 1 won for Best Visual Effects. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
there you
yeah,
go.
but did it have?
HR
Was Sigourney Weaver nominated for that one too?
No.
No. Okay, just the second one.
No, by the time the second one came out, we were a much more progressive society.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
crazy.
Fuck yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
super cool.
Yeah. It's a fantastic film.
This was
It
a
is.
monumental.
Well, it's created such its own universe, and it's such a cool universe. Like,
But it didn't even
this
like.
whole
Yeah,
history,
yeah.
the
Like
aliens,
there's the games.
xenomorphs. Yeah.
There's all the comics.
Oh,
like I've read a bunch of the comics
the video
too.
games, the comics,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
toys, everything. This
Oh.
movie, this whole universe is.
There was
crazy.
that really cool game where you could be the alien.
Yeah.
You could be the Marines. You could be the aliens, and when you're the aliens, you can crawl around on the walls and everything. It's so cool.
Aliens was kind of. I mean, it wasn't the same cultural impact as say Star Wars universe, but it was like a miniature version.
Yeah,
of that.
it was
It
still.
was, yeah.
It was still
Because,
big.
like we said, the toy line when we were kids,
Yeah.
that came out and stuff. It's pretty wild. Yeah.
Like, because it was like Star Wars, the whole family could watch it, but this was a little
This
more
is a rated
mature
R.
audience. Even though they tried to market it to children later.
Hard R.
Successfully.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, well,
Successfully,
we were
yeah.
indoctrinated. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're in that cult now.
Fuck yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and they've they didn't really need to make more movies after this. They made Alien 3, and they made
Alien Resurrection.
Resurrection was kind of
Alien
weird.
Predator.
AVP.
But it
that's
is-
not
it-
okay.
like-
Alien vs Predator has nothing to do with this.
Yeah,
universe.
yeah.
AVP
Okay, so
is not canon.
Alien Resurrection.
Not canon.
It's not canon.
Alien Resurrection, and then they made Prometheus, and
Prometheus
then
is
Covenant.
Covenant.
Okay, so we're at 6 right now.
Yeah.
And then it says Alien There's another Alien movie listed here.
Yeah, he
as
wants to make another one, right?
Alien Prequel 3.
Oh my god.
That's what it's listed as.
Well, like I do
So
like.
we're on Alien 7 now. Wow.
I do kind of like how it's different directors doing things.
Yeah.
Because even part 4, like Resurrection, it was what's his face, that French guy. I was like, okay, it is kind of interesting to watch different directors do their different takes on stuff. It's kind of interesting. And then Ridley Scott came
Ridley
back.
Scott has revealed he's planning 2 sequels to Prometheus, which would lead into the first Alien film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay.
There you go.
So he's gonna make one more, and that will lead into Alien Part.
Well, like,
Yes.
yeah, I don't know. I know you liked Prometheus.
But I thought
I didn't really like it that much.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got Prometheus, Covenant, and there's gonna be one more,
Yeah, one more.
that in the timeline that takes place before.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it would be so good, and I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
My expectations were too high. That was
Yeah.
it.
No, that's what it was. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
The trailer just got me so amped.
I know.
Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then my expectations for Covenant were a little more, tempered, and I enjoyed that one more.
Yeah.
But it was also kind of like, it's okay.
It wasn't great,
Yeah.
so, And like, how hard is it to just recreate aliens? You know what I mean? Like literally,
Well, I mean, just
it's to me, it's like this isn't hard, guys.
you have all these parts that you can use.
Yeah.
Just don't like. I guess I don't know. Are they like because did Ridley Scott? He did Prometheus. Did he do Covenant? No.
I don't think so. No.
Who was director of Covenant?
No idea.
It was supposed to be Neil Blomkamp, I think,
Yeah.
or the District 9 guy.
Yeah.
But he dropped out.
He dropped out.
That would have been interesting. He's a good director.
He's a great director.
Yeah.
Apparently, speaking of keeping things around, apparently the alien nest was kept intact and was used in in Batman as the Axis chemical set, like the chemical factory.
Oh, weird.
And when
In the first Batman.
the first Batman.
Oh
movie.
yeah, where the Joker.
And where they apparently, when the crew showed up, they found most of the alien nest still there.
Ridley Scott did do Alien Covenant. Sorry.
Oh, really?
That's crazy.
Director?
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, like it is kind of cool. Also, that he's coming back after so many years, but yeah, and this is another thing because I fucking hate what's his face, the writer Damon Lindelof. I think that he's largely responsible for messing up Prometheus, in my opinion. Because he's so his writing is so vague and stupid. Like he doesn't know how to write characters. And I feel like Ridley Scott is good at that shit. He's a good character director. Because in the first one he has he has all those good moments where the characters talk to each other and it's so natural dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
And then Neil Blomkamp is just so bad at making characters, or not Neil Blomkamp, David Lindelof.
Fire that man. Take his place.
He's such a fucking idiot.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He screwed up
I hope
Star
he's
Trek.
listening. I hope he's listening.
He screwed up Star Trek Into Darkness. It's the kind of thing where it seems kind of cool, but then when you think about it for a second, you're like, oh, nothing made sense.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Nothing has to
Terrible.
make sense these days, man.
Terrible.
Yeah.
As long as it's lit.
Terrible.
Someone I saw someone rant on not on Facebook, but just on some internet thread where they had a really good rant about Damon Lindelof, where they basically said in order for a movie to work, you have to build this world and have these rules and everything has got to follow these rules.
Yeah, consistency.
Yeah, and then Damon Lindelof just isn't good at following the rules of a world he tries to make. He's not good at that. And it just falls apart. Yeah. Anyway.
And that wraps it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rant. Yeah, this movie's awesome.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Exactly. Yeah.
I have to watch the extended version now.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
good. Yeah,
It's
it
good.
is. Yeah,
Yeah,
it makes more sense. And,
it does.
completes everything. Yeah, wraps it up
Yeah.
well.
It does. It adds. It's. You can kind of see how it is a little it makes it 2.5 hours, which is kind of a little long, but it doesn't feel long.
Yeah. But if the original running time is 2:15, who cares?
Yeah,
Do you know what I
extra
mean?
15 minutes.
What's extra 15 minutes? Nothing.
And it adds some nice details.
Yeah.
It is the longest
just
film
wraps
in
it up.
the franchise.
It is, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2.5.
But those they weren't completely necessary. You can kind of see why they cut these scenes
for editing purposes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for us nerds though, it kind of
Yeah.
completely wraps it all up, and that's what I loved about it. So.
It's
That's
extra
awesome.
little treats here and there.
Exactly,
You know?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I love this. I love this world. I wish they would make a good video game. I wish they could make something with this because this franchise is fucking perfect. I don't know. Yeah. I love this franchise. And I've seen all the movies and I'll continue to watch. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I won't go to see the next one in theaters or something, but because it gets expensive.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, that wraps it
All
up,
right.
guys. Thanks for
That's
listening.
a wrap.
Game over, man.
Game over.
Game over, man.
I thought I was going to do firework.
Alright.
That's awesome.
All right, everybody, get into the cryo chamber.
There we go.
We're going back to sleep.
Yeah.
Good night.
This ends the hoedown, showdown, throwdown.
Yeah.
Part 2. And then part 3, I think we discussed, we'll do Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's another crazy
Yeah.
movie.
All right.
Alright, guys, take care.
Farewell.